blaze with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than Big Green. Beat in a beast land with Condix fire, we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. Go Big Green, go Big Green, go Big Green. UGEGRS, Condix crew, we're the best. Fearless, strong, proud and mean. Ruffers forever, go Big Green. There is only one Ruffers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog, and the village will carry us through. Go Big Green, go Big Green. Ruffer Village, act of dog. Ruffers on the field, Ruffer dog. Where's the home of Ruffer pride? Ruffer Village, clear and white, we stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Contic leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go Big Green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condix fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go Big Green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condix fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go Big Green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condix fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. Go Big Green, 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 go Big Green. There is only one Ruffers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog, and the village will carry us through. Go Big Green, go Big Green. Ruffer Village. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condix fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride.
Yo, where we at?
Ruffer Village, who runs the field? Ruffer.
Ruffer Village, hands up, Ruffer dog, Ruffer dog.
Where's the home of Ruffer pride? Ruffer Village.
Fight to stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won.
Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condic leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condic leads, we answer the call. The Ruffer dogs will give their all. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go Big Green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condix fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer dog. We will rise above them all. Go Big Green. In the Ruffer village we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condix fire we can't be denied. Every Ruffer plays with fearless pride. There is only one Ruffers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Ruffer
proud and mean, roughers forever, go big green. Final UGHERS, Cadets crew, we're the best. Village true, proud and mean, roughers forever, go big green. Final
The toughest on the field, Rougher Dog. Where's the home of Rougher Pride? Rougher Village. Green and white, we stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condick leads, we answer the call. The Rougher Dogs will give their all. There is only one Roughers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog. We will rise above them all. Go big green. In the Rougher Village, we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condick's fire, we can't be denied. Every Rougher plays with fearless pride. There is only one Roughers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog. We will rise above them all. The big green. In the Rougher Village, we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condick's fire, we can't be denied. Every Rougher plays with fearless pride. There is only one Roughers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog. We will rise above them all. OUGHERS, Cadets crew, we're the best. Village strong, proud and mean, Roughers forever, go big green. Go big green. There is only one Roughers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog, and the village will carry us through. Go big green. Go big green.
Yo, where we at? Rougher Village. Who runs the field? Rougher. Rougher Village. Where's the home of Rougher Pride? Rougher Village.
Green and white, we stand as one. Muskogee strong till the game is won. Friday night lights, the crowd ignites. The village roars, the future's bright. Coach Condick leads, we answer the call. The Rougher Dogs will give their all.
There is only one Roughers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog who rise above them all. Go big green. Go big green.
In the Rougher Village, we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condick's fire, we can't be denied. Every Rougher plays with fearless pride.
There is only one Roughers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog who will rise above them all. Go big green.
In the Rougher Village, we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condick's fire, we can't be denied. Every Rougher plays with fearless pride.
There is only one Roughers, the name that will never fall. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog.
We will rise above them all.
Go big green, green. Go big green.
In the Rougher Village, we make our stand. Pride and power across this land. With Condick's fire, we can't be denied. Every Rougher plays with fearless pride.
Go big green. Go big green. Go big green.
OUGHERS, Cadets crew, we're the best. Village strong, proud and mean, Roughers forever, go big green.
There is only one Roughers, forever proud, forever true. There is nothing tougher than a Rougher Dog, and the village will carry us through. Go big green. Go big green.
Sunshine-filled skies, temperatures near 90 degrees here at Wolverine Stadium in Centerton, Arkansas, the home for Rougher football on this game number 3 of the 2025 campaign. Bill Huddleston joining you along with my broadcast partner for many, many decades, Nick Hampton. Sunshine in your eyes, my friend?
Just a little bit, yeah. And the temperature could go down maybe 10 or 15 degrees.
Yeah, you're the cold-blooded fella.
That would be nice, too.
Well, we turned up the heat just for you, Nick, because you're always
so
the
much.
cold guy. But speaking of cold, the Ruffers need to warm up tonight because they come into tonight's ball game at 0-2 against a ball club in Bentonville West that is 1-1 on the season, but an offense that has been explosive, having put up 31 points in their first game, and then 51 last week in a 51-14 steamrolling of Cabot, Arkansas.
And they'll be led by their quarterback, Trey Thompson. Thompson, you might remember him from last year and the year before he's been here. A prolific passer, 3,100 yards last year he passed for and was instrumental in that game. Big shootout last year. The Ruffers won at 49-48. So they are capable of putting up those points. And Thompson has already set a school record for passing in a single game, and so he's well on his way to a great year.
The Ruffers come in looking for offense, Nick. It's been an offensive group that has been stymied, averaging only 148 yards per ball game in their first two encounters, losing 21-14 at Booker T. And then last week, the 47-6 setback to Rogers, Arkansas. It's been a football team that special teams errors have played their success in both ball games.
Well, and particularly last week, the Ruffers with a couple of muffed kickoff and a muffed punt, and right off the bat, Rogers had 14 thank you very much kind of points, and the Ruffers were just never able to recover after that, and as you said, really could never get much of a rhythm going on offense.
Muskogee looking for win number 1 in the Dale Condit era. He'll go against one of his high school teammates and the head coach of the Bentonville West Wolverines, a former Muskogee assistant himself, Brian Pratt. We'll continue our pregame countdown to kickoff. When we come back, we'll give you a chance to meet one of the hogs up front, Hayden Von Holt, who will be playing on both sides of the football in the trenches. He'll have a big responsibility tonight against the Wolverines. That when we continue tonight from Bentonville after this time out on Ruffer Football 2025.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Tonight from Bentonville West, Ruffer Football on the road for the second time this season, looking for win number 1 against the Wolverines of Bentonville West. We bring in offensive lineman Hayden Von Holt. I know it's a group in the offensive front, Hayden, that's a bit frustrated with the lack of success here in the opening 2 games.
Yes, sir. We just got a lot of work ahead of us, and it's just little things that's holding us back right now.
Notice that in practice this week, though, things have been a little more physical. How has that played into preparation for tonight's contest?
We just realized we got to get a lot more physical up front and just go hit people in the mouths.
Now, tonight you'll go against a defensive team that can create a lot of havoc to you. Offensively, the play call is to go more with the huddle versus just signals from the sideline. How does that benefit, say, the guys in the front 5?
It's just going to slow things down. It's just going to allow everybody to know what they're doing and their responsibilities, and we can just see more at once.
When you turn to look at the sideline or somebody runs the play into the huddle and they make the call, what is the thing that left tackle is listening for?
We just have certain play calls that I'm just listening for, like Pluto or Irene, and it's just going to tell me what I need to do.
What are you looking for, though, when you come to the offensive line of scrimmage and you kind of look over the defensive front? What are the things that the offensive linemen are all looking for as you get ready to put your hand on the ground?
If they have a linebacker walked up, or just what kind of scheme they're in, if they're in a 4 front or a 3 front, or just if somebody's about to blitz.
Now, how do you make sure that you get yourself downfield blocking? Because even with the RPO and the passes out in the flat, you guys still got a motor on downfield.
This just comes to conditioning and practice. You got to be better conditioned than your opposing team.
It's going to be hot out here tonight. Obviously, temperatures have been in the 90s most of the day. How does that weigh in for number 56?
Well, I'll probably be going both ways most of the night, so lots of fluids and good rest, and I should be good.
How about on the defensive side? Does that fit more the Hayden Von Holt mentality versus the offensive lineman, or does it matter?
To me, it doesn't really matter. I know I got a job out there, and I need to go execute it at all times.
Hey, what do you feel be the key for the Ruffers to be able to knock the door down and get win number 1?
Just put each foot in front of the other and take it step by step, and just keep getting first downs and go focus on scoring and stopping their offense.
Hayden Von Holt, our guest here in our pregame countdown to kickoff, back with the coach of the Ruffers, Dale Condit, as we continue tonight from Bentonville after this time out on Ruffer football in 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at FinnertyLaw.com.
Grunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts. Grunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Grunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Grunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
It is game 3, but for most, it is week number 2 of high school football in 2025. Bill Huddleston with the head coach of the Muskogee Ruffers, Dale Condit, back to the drawing board after the first 2 contests.
Yeah, no doubt, especially on the offensive side of the ball, we're trying to find some continuity. We really struggled last week just executing, and so after a rough night, we've gone back, kind of condensed some things, simplified some things. Made a couple personnel changes, and we'll continue to do that until we figure out what works best for us. And we feel like this week we've got a move in the positive direction.
Dale, we talked on Tuesday night, the coach's show from Runt's Barbecue, about the intensity of this week's practice and how the young men have responded to that challenge from the coaching staff after the 0-2 start. Nobody's second guessing anybody. Everybody's still pulling the rope in the same direction.
Yeah, we certainly feel that way. And this week's practices, I think it started with the energy of the coaching staff, and I can certainly say that we all believe in each other, and I think we believe in the players, and hopefully, the sense we get is that they still believe in us. So as long as you don't allow outside distractions to enter in your mind, then we still have a chance to get all the goals accomplished that we've set forth.
It's a ball club that is very hungry for victory, and it's a road trip, which in itself, irregardless of the opponent, creates some challenges.
Yeah, it's a road trip. We're calling it a business trip. We're playing a tremendous team, and again, we've prepared hard. We feel like we have a good game plan, and more than anything, we'd like to just get some things to go good early. We haven't had good starts the last couple times around, and so I think if we could get into the game and be competitive in the first half, then I think we'd come out with a different mindset in that second half.
Head coach Dale Condit, our guest here in our pregame countdown to kickoff. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back on the other side, it'll be time to talk about that offensive game plan for tonight's business trip to Bentonville West with the offensive coordinator, Mason Fine. He'll join us here in our pregame countdown to kickoff. After this timeout, you're watching and listening to Ruffer Football in 2025.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905, serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Green Country has never been more connected. This summer, get up to 4 phones on us. Choose from the newest Apple and Samsung devices. Plus, you can save big with our unlimited talk, text, and data plans. Visit us today in store or online at bravadowireless.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Green Country has never been more connected. This summer, get up to 4 phones on us. Choose from the newest Apple and Samsung devices. Plus, you can save big with our unlimited talk, text, and data plans. Visit us today in store or online at bravadowireless.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back on Rough for Football tonight from Bentonville. Actually, Centerton, Arkansas is where we are for tonight's contest. We bring in the offensive coordinator for the Roughers, Mason Fine. 2 games into the season, I know you and the coaching staff on the offensive side still going through the X's and the O's, trying to fine-tune this offense and getting the kids to be more mentally confident with it.
Yeah, I think we just, those first 2 weeks isn't kind of how we plan things going. So we got to get these guys' confidence back, get their swagger back, playing how they were this summer and back in team camp and in spring ball. So, that's, as a staff, we met, pretty hard this week at talking about that and fine tuning it and just, trying to get momentum and, try to put points up on the scoreboard.
Mason, let's talk a little bit about how you will approach this week's ball game. A good ball team that defensively is much like what we saw a little last week in Rogers. The Wolverines are a very attacking style defense, but where can you hurt them with the offense?
Yeah, they're strong all around. There's really not a weakness with it. So we got to do our job. Got to communicate up front, and then we got to execute on the perimeter. And so I think, to help with that, we probably be huddling a little bit more than what you've seen in the past and making sure everyone knows their job. We align right. We know our assignment and we got to execute. That's another thing too. These last 2 weeks, you can be in a good play call or do that, but if one guy doesn't do his job, it kind of messes up the whole play. So we got to have 11 guys doing their job every single time.
How do you develop a stronger running game?
I think it comes to just practice, seeing reps, getting used to it, working the technique, which we got great coaches to do that, and also I think it comes to a mentality thing. It's to be physical, to kind of have that nasty O-line mentality of going and be stronger and dominating those guys. And then our running backs are also getting better as the weeks go on. We have inexperience back there in the back, but they're learning to see the holes, they're learning to read the defenses. So it's just a thing that takes time and reps, and hopefully we keep getting better every week.
And hope to get that better execution from the front line and keep those guys working as a road grader, pushing people off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was tough this week. We have injuries, in and out, so we're kind of switching in O-lineman in and out, trying to find the best chance that gives us the best chance to win. So we'll see. They have a big test tonight, and more than I want to see is just effort and communicating and getting better at playing the game of football.
What can you do offensively against Bentonville West that can put points on the board and make them have to chase us?
Yeah, unfortunately, they like to keep everything in front of them. They're a bend but don't break type of defense, yet they'll attack you at the right time. So, they have good coaching staffs over there. They're going to be well prepared. We just got to keep doing our job. And I say it every week, over and over and over. But, that's what this offense is just doing your job, not trying to overcompensate for a position. And also, I think we need to get our quarterbacks into a rhythm early, and that's all me to get them in a rhythm, call their favorite plays, let them see the defense, let them get hit, let them see a completion, let them get in a rhythm, and, hopefully, and then we take our shots timely.
Mason Fine with some pregame offensive thoughts in our countdown to kickoff. Back with the defensive coordinator, Travis Bryant, to tell us how the Roughers will look to slow down a very up-tempo offense in Bentonville West. That after this timeout on Rougher Football in 2025.
A super time to buy September savings at J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Buy a new Silverado 1500, take $10,000 off MSRP. Shop over 60 used from $16,965. September savings top the list. Don't overpay. Come see Jay. New Silverado, $10,000 off. Over 60 used from $16,965. To J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee, 144 West Shawnee.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Back on Rougher Football tonight, at the home of the Wolverines of Bentonville West. Bill Huddleston along with defensive coordinator Travis Bryant. I know you've been scratching your head, looking at a lot of game film since last Friday night, evaluating your defensive performance. But now here tonight you go against a football team that is up-tempo like last week's opponent was, but this time it's more going to be through the air.
Yeah, they're really got a really good passing game. Quarterback's an excellent player. He can make all the throws. They're a little bit different style, but there will be some things that carry over as far as lining up that I think will help us. So there's some similarities that I hope will carry over, and we'll do a better job this week as far as keeping things covered up in the back end.
Travis, compare the differences in the two style of quarterbacks last week and what we saw with Rogers and what we'll see tonight with Brian Pratt's signal caller from Bentonville West.
Well, I think the kid from Rogers has elite speed, and he's just a good enough thrower. But the kid at Bentonville West is a complete passer and a solid runner. So, I mean, he can make all the throws, and he makes them go. I mean, he's a good player.
He's got an arm that can throw the ball deep, but they make a lot of money on yards after catch on those 6-yard routes that turn into first downs plus.
Yeah, their screen game's really good. So, anytime you're playing someone that throws the ball as much as they do, you want to get pressure on the quarterback, but to counter that, they're going to come with some screens. So it's kind of like a little give and take there on a little chess battle on when you blitz and when you don't blitz, and hoping you retrace and cover up the screens as best as possible. What can you do in the defensive back end? Use an extra guy, take a little bit less pressure from the front, and maybe use some disguise coverages inside? Yeah, they got some tendencies within their formation. A lot of times they're in 10 personnel. I mean, they're a heavy pass. So, we'll mix in some man under and some things like that to allow us to double some people and keep our safeties over the top. So we'll mix in different things and give them as many looks as we can. What about from the physical challenges? I mean, it's going to be an up-tempo. They like to run and they like to go fast. I mean, they like to throw the ball, but they like to run the offense very, very fast, no huddle, and get as many snaps as they can. Yeah, I mean, I think, several of my guys up front only play one side, so I think we'll hold up there, and I think that'll be key. Like, can our D-line get pressure without us having to bring backers and blitz 6 and 7 guys? If we can get after the quarterback with the 4 guys, that'll be a big positive for us. Is there one particular angle that, through the eyes of the defensive coordinator, you feel like that you can make this one thing happen? You can throw a wrench in the engineered offense of the Wolverines? Well, I think it's just, you got to keep them off balance. You got to change coverages. We'll give them some different looks as far as, the fronts and different things we do. But, he does a good job calling offense. So it's just going to be you're going to have to stay hooked up for 4 quarters and just be competitive as heck. Travis Bryant with some pregame thoughts on the defensive game plan tonight for the Ruffers. Back with a winning strategy with head coach Dale Condit. But first, this time out, you're watching and listening to Ruffer Football in 2025.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers. Welcome back in the locker room. Ruffer Football tonight from Centerton, Arkansas. It's the home of the Wolverines of Bentonville West and Dale Condit. The guy on the other side of the field is the guy that you've known since the two of you guys were running around on the grassy fields of Broken Bow playing football for your dad.
Yeah, we actually met when we were 6th grade at Broken Bow. My dad took the head football coaching job there, and we stayed there for 5 years. And, got to know Coach Pratt very well. We became very good friends then, and have continued to be so ever since. He was the one that convinced me back in 1997 to take a job with him and Ron Freeman at Muskogee, and so we spent a year together then. But we've also coached against each other in a scrimmage setting. Now, this is much different, but tons of respect for him. He's a great man, and I consider him a dear friend.
Certainly no surprises from either coaching staff about what to expect from the other team, but let's talk about the winning strategies. We've talked with Mason about the offensive game plan and Travis on how the Ruffers will look to slow down this explosive offense that Pratt puts on the field each and every season. Talk to me about the advantages from the head coach's perspective on how you see the Ruffers gaining that winning strategy tonight and coming home with win number 1.
Well, I think on the defensive side, you have to get aligned correctly, and then you have to be aware of all types of screens we're going to see. Then you have to deal with the quarterback run game. I mean, the quarterback's a great distributor of the ball, but also a runner. They have weapons at every position, and they really spread you out and attack all areas of the field. So you got to be in the right place at the right time, and really you're just trying to find a way to make them punt a few times because they're so efficient on offense. Defensive side. On the offensive side for us, we just have to come out and just execute the simple plays that we've put in. And, we'll have a few things that we're going to try that are a little bit different, but, a lot of this is stuff that we've started from day one, way back in even February of last year, just kind of going through some things, through film and on the board. So hopefully tonight we'll see better execution. And, the goal early is just to get some first downs. Boy, last week we just struggled to even get first downs to get anything going. And special teams, let's have a week where we don't turn the ball over. We've turned it over both weeks, and that's disastrous. And so we've prepped really hard on making sure everybody's aware of what their job is on each special team.
And certainly in a ball game like this and a football team that's so hungry for victory, it is those little things. It's those mental mistakes where you move on the offensive line and that gets a 5-yard penalty, or you had that turnover in the special teams. Those things can determine the outcome of the game, as it has in week number 1 for sure. But let's talk about now, what kind of surprises do you expect from Brian Pratt, and what kind of rabbit can you pull out of your back pocket?
Yeah, I don't know what all he'll have for us. They do a lot in the special teams. They'll dribble some kicks and pooch some kicks in different areas. So we have to, obviously, as weak as we were at that a week ago, we have to be very aware of that. We've seen them fake punts. We've seen different things like that. So I'm sure he's in his mind going to have a game plan for how he thinks I'll come out after losing 2 games. He knows my personality. He knows how hot behind the ears I am right now. So he'll have some thoughts on that. But I'm sure he feels like with the team he has, he can line up and do what they've done, and I'm sure they feel like they have a great chance to win. Maybe I'm naive, but I think our guys are ready to go compete. So we're ready to go compete and make it a game.
Dale Conant with our pregame countdown to kickoff visit. This segment brought to you by Michael A. Finnerty, attorney at law. Back with health of the Ruffers, and there are some question marks for the guys wearing the green and white. We'll talk with Leo Kraske, and the health of the Ruffers brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy. But first, this time out, this is Ruffer Football in 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Back tonight in Bentonville West, Muskogee Roughers against the Wolverines. It's time for this week's Health of the Roughers. It's always brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy, where the aim is to get you back in the game. Let's bring in Leo Kraske, and let's talk about how you prepare a football team physically for a week's preparation at practice and get ready in the ball game on Friday night.
Well, multiple things. First of all, you got the conditioning side. We always have our Sunday conditioning. People think that's just about conditioning. It also gives us a chance to evaluate the players after the Friday night's game. They've had 48 hours, recovery, how they're recovering, this type of thing. Like I said, you don't know how many tests we've had, like, oh, I got a bump and bruise, it's no big deal. And then you come in on Sunday and you watch them, they got a lot of hitch and they're giddy up. And it's pretty obvious, hey, you got a little bit more than just a bump. Then we have our conditioning. Once again, we have our conditioning on Monday, which is more kind of an offensive emphasis as far as routes for our receivers, offensive line blocking, blah, 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 that type of thing. Tuesday is more defensive emphasis with our conditioning, pursuit drill, this type of thing. Wednesday is more kind of just recovery, just because we're doing special teams the whole 9 yards. We're also doing our in-season workouts. We do those on Mondays and Tuesdays. And this is about maintenance. This is not about getting stronger. Now it's about maintaining. It's about, like I said, we want to keep stuff. You are naturally going to go down a little bit as the season goes on. That's normal. That's natural. We want to minimize that. We want to try and be as strong as we were at the end as we were in the beginning. That's our goal. That's the main thing as far as that. And, of course, then we have our recovery process throughout the doggone week as far as ice baths, our stretching program, our foam rolling, et cetera, et cetera.
Leo Kraske, our guest here in the Countdown to Kickoff, Health of the Roughers, brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back on the other side, Leo's going to tell us what kids are on his watch list. I don't think anybody's been ruled out, but certainly some are on the watch list as we get ready to take on Bentonville West tonight here in Centerton, Arkansas. But first, this time out on Rougher Football 2025.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Welcome back on Health of the Roughers, brought to you by Excel Physical Therapy. Bill Huddleston with the head strength and conditioning coach, plus now athletic trainer, Leo Kraske. And, Coach, we were talking about coming into the break how that watch list, and that's not looking for recruits. That's talking about looking for players that are going to be under your watchful eye as we get close to game time.
Exactly. We've got a lot of guys. We got some guys that are going to be game time decisions. It's making the decision of, like, do we really want a chance? Hey, we got a conference starts in 2 weeks. That type of thing. We have a few guys here and there. DK with his ankle. He's come along very, very well. But it's like, hey, do we really want to risk it? I mean, it would be more important. Arias Parrish, as far as groin. JoJo with his shoulder, he strained his shoulder a little bit, doing that arm tackling thing, which you're not supposed to do, but that type of thing. Just a few of those things here and there. Coda's working through shin splints, which is always a bummer. Those shin splints are terrible. They're just, once you get them, you got to go. You got no choice. You got to work through them. It's a pain. It is a pain. Like I said, a lot of other little things here and there, that type of thing, but nothing major. I mean, like I said, we're very, very lucky from that standpoint.
But with the upswing and the temperatures, it brings an even more cautious approach to play tonight with everybody in the uniform.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're really pushing, like I said, you can talk to the guys now. We've been pushing the fluids already. It's like, listen, this is going to be a little bit warmer than it was last week. We're going to Northwest Arkansas. It's probably going to be a little more humid. It's supposed to be like around 90 that afternoon. So it's going to be probably a little more humid than what we played last week at. So you really got to start pushing the fluids now. And to be honest, the kids are good about it. Like I said, when it's hot, it ain't hard to push the fluids. They already got it. They're already dialed in, this type of thing. But for, like I said, it's just a matter of just staying on top of that and making sure they eat well too, or just eat in general. When it gets hot, people tend not to want to eat. It's like, guys, you got to eat. You got to eat. You need your doggone energy. You need need those carbs. Need that protein to help the muscle recover. You just got to keep eating.
Leo Kraske, our guest in Health of the Roughers, back with more from Bentonville after this time out of Rougher Football in 2025.
The Bank First tagline, Loyal to Oklahoma and You, isn't just a slogan. It's our pledge to every community we serve.
It's about donating our time, talent, and resources to develop relationships far beyond banking.
It's about investing in our local schools to provide a productive environment for the success of our students.
It's about engaging with local boards, committees, and foundations to improve the lives of our friends and neighbors.
We're loyal to the Muskogee community because it's our community too.
After all, life is about more than just balance sheets and bottom lines.
Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the home of the Wolverines, Wolverine Stadium. Bentonville West and the Muskogee Ruffers here tonight in Game 3 of the 2025 campaign. Bill Huddleston along with Nick Hampton on this Friday night. And for the Ruffers, Nick, there's no better way to go to an open week next week than to have the emotion of a road win, or win number one for that matter.
Boy, it would be great to be able to pull this off tonight and get a win and go into this next off week to kind of get our stuff all together and heal any bruises and bumps that we got. But most of all, we just got to show, I think, maybe at least a better performance than we did last week.
Well, I can tell you from having been to a couple of practices this week and just to watch the intensity level on both sides of the football, defensively and offensively, there has been an amped-up sense of aggression on the physicality of those practices, and I hope to see that carry over to the play here tonight as the Ruffers take on the Wolverines, who are looking for their second win after last week blowing out Cabot, Arkansas 51-14, in which their ones basically played 24 minutes of football.
They did, and then I didn't have to play the second half, so it kind of shows you as much about Cabot probably as it does about Muskogee, or about Bentonville West. But they're a team that has several returners on both sides of the ball, good tackles up front defensively, a couple of returning linebackers that are very good. Quentin Lavallee was probably their leading guy. He had 113 tackles last year, and so he's the guy the Ruffers left to key on their offense. And we'll see what the Ruffers are going to do on offense. We understand probably both quarterbacks will see action tonight for Muskogee.
That's the play calling card that Mason Fine and Dale Conant have put together for tonight's ball game. I think the real key for the quarterbacks is to have time to execute, whether it's a run game or whether it's the RPO or been trying to stretch the field. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on that offensive front line. Hayden Bonholt, Devin Nero, Hunter Lanier, Jack Green, and Peyton Armstrong. But, of course, doubtful to play tonight, or at least in limited action, is JoJo Alexander. That would mean that Jack Green will be alternating at the right tackle spot with Jordan Hanlon. So there are some key injuries for the Ruffers tonight. We'll have to see how that plays out, looking at the health of the Ruffers, as talked about by Leo Krajewski moments ago. You've got Decaden Ford, who's got a high ankle sprain. He is, I think, limited at best to see any action. Trayshawn Pouncil, who didn't play much last week because of the hamstring. He's in uniform, but we'll see if he gets much action, if any. Arias Parrish, the linebacker, also dealing with a hamstring. We talked about JoJo Alexander. He's got a shoulder. As long as he keeps it low, Nick, it's fine, but it's when he reaches that arm out and tries to either grab a jersey or use it to block, it makes it very, very tough for the offensive lineman to do that. Coda Barnowski still dealing with the shin splints. Then you've got Yerby, who's out with a broken hand, and then Tavon Ione is also questionable because of a knee injury. So that list of injuries that last week was empty this week has kept the training staff very busy.
Yeah, and makes the Ruffers have to shuffle some people around, particularly you think about Jack Green having to go both ways. Ruffers have really done a good job of really not having to utilize guys both ways, so we'll see how Jack's able to hold up doing double duty tonight.
Time now to take a look at the starting lineup. We'll start offensively because the Ruffers will receive to begin tonight's ball game. Starting lineup brought to you by Nissan of Muskogee. Looking for a good deal on a new or used car? How about go by and see Greg Stout or any of the team there at Nissan Muskogee. Let them help you. Across the offensive front, we talked about Hayden Von Holt, Devin Nero, Hunter Lanier, Peyton Armstrong, and Jack Green will be tackle to tackle. Coda Barnowski will be in at the tight end spot. Then you've got the receiving core that will be rotating Jamie Beasley, Avon Goodland, Anthony Macnack, and Keanu Nunu James. And then we don't know if we'll see much of Decaden Ford tonight. And then, of course, the running back, Marquise Chaplin, needs to have a big ball game. They need to give him an opportunity to run the football. And, of course, offensive line's execution against the formation of the Bentonville West Wolverines, Nick, will be key. And then who will engineer the offense? Will it be Stylen McHenry settling in, or will it be Cason Delgado? Both are scheduled to play. We'll see how it all plays out throughout the evening.
All right, ready to kick it off, and it'll be Nicholas Byrne teeing it up, ready to kick it away for the Wolverines.
Wolverines are in their home blue. Byrne, the left-footed kicker, going to line drive it down the field. It'll take a high hop, be fielded by Goodson around the 5. Kendon across the 15, the 20, the 25 to the boundary. That's where he's shoved out of bounds. Ruffers will start 1st and 10 from around the 25-yard line, moving from our right to left, or here at Wolverine Stadium from north to south. And just as we get to game time, Mother Nature and the good man upstairs puts the sun behind the press box so we can see the field.
Yes, very nice. And actually, once that sun goes away, it's going to be a really nice night. There's a light breeze out of the south, so kind of enough to cool things off. So it'll be a very pleasant night once the sun goes away.
One of the things the Ruffers have talked about this week in their execution and their communication, Nick, is to go more where they've been using a signaling of plays in from the sideline is much more to huddle up this week as opposed to that flashing in of signals.
Stylen McHenry will start it off at the quarterback spot for the Ruffers with Chaplin, the running back.
6'4", 185-pound senior, the transfer from Wagner, 12 of 23 on the season, 2 touchdowns. You'll have Marquise Chaplin, who comes in with 25 carries so far this year, but only 80 yards through the first 2 ball games. Referee sounds his whistle. That is Mark Hurst. Ruffers jumping around on the offensive line, and some miscommunication right off the start. And a false start penalty against the Ruffers. That's not the mental mistakes, Nick, that Dale Condit was expecting to see here, especially early.
Those are the kind of things that happened last week against Rogers. A little less dramatic, but still stuff you don't want to see.
1st and 15 now from the 20-yard line. Motion. McHenry going to hand it off, trying to dart back inside as the Ruffers come with the
sweep. Good
jet sweep. That it was Avon Goodland on the carry. He'll get from the 20 up to about the 24, we'll call it. And it'll be a 2nd and 11. Just started the opening quarter play on this game number 3 of the 2025 season. Ruffers here on the road tonight, and then we'll have an open date before starting district play 2 weeks from tonight, traveling to Ponca City.
Anthony McNack subs in for Bardowski at the tight end spot.
Beasley split outside the numbers to the far left side. McHenry drops back on a little underneath pass and short arms the pass. It was set up to kind of a little throwback to Stylen after the handoff and had a chance to develop, but the pass from McHenry hits at the feet of the Ruffer receiver, Avon Goodland, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, I think McHenry ended up having to backpedal a lot faster than he thought he was going to have to, and so he tried to get that ball up in the air further, but just the momentum wouldn't get there.
Nick, I'm going to guess that they called it a completed pass, but the receiver's Goodland knee was on the ground when he caught it, so it's no gain on the play because the clock has continued to run. Now 10:33 and the count running here in quarter one. Ruffers facing their first 3rd down of the evening. McHenry out of the shotgun, and now a penalty flag comes, and the Ruffers going to get called for delay of game here.
Oh, no.
That play clock gets reset very, very quickly. You've got to be ready to go, but the 5-yard penalty will move it back and put it at the 18. So the Ruffers will need to get to the 35. So it'll be now 3rd and 17. Snap back to McHenry in the pocket, being pressured off the side, throws underneath, and it is caught up across the 35, breaking a tackle and getting out to close to the 1st down marker.
Avon Goodland with a nice run and route.
A nice throw in traffic, and Goodland able to get his hands on it. See how close it is to the 1st down stick.
Right at the 35.
Right at the 35.
No, didn't give it to him, though.
No, that's the home field advantage on the spot, just short of the 35-yard line. So Goodland gets 18 on the reception. Ruffers now will try to go heavy and just push it straight ahead to pick up the 1st down. We go out of the Wildcat. Chaplin waits on the snap. It's a high snap, and then there's flags before the snap of the football. And I think once again the Roughers are going to be called for moving up front.
Well, it doesn't much matter because the snap was high, and that play was going to be a disaster anyway. So they may be better off getting the penalty and forcing the punt.
A little back it up 5 to right near the 30-yard line. Coaching staff barking in some disappointment in that offensive trench. That's twice here already, Nick, in this first series. But it takes away the gamble decision. So with another -5 penalty, it'll move it to, I guess you would say, the 30-yard line, and where it'll be 4th down, and it'll be the punting unit aboard with Zebulon Balalong, who comes in averaging 35 yards per kick so far on the season. Good snap, pressure up the middle. Ooh. This one almost blocked, but a sailing kick downfield, and it is caught at about the 34-yard line there to take it for
Ryan Adjam making the catch.
The Wolverines, and that's where Bentonville West will start their first series. 10:04 left to go in quarter number 1. No score on the Roughers' first possession. Now they need some defensive insurance, and when you need insurance, that's when you need David Cobb. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there for all your insurance needs. For your health, your home, your life, your business, your automobile, count on David Cobb at 918-682-2511. Give them a call with all your questions, and they'll have all the answers and the best coverage for your everyday needs. David Cobb, State Farm Insurance.
See Colt McQueen in there starting in the linebacker spot.
That's because of the injury to Arias Parrish. Here's the snap back in the pocket to Thompson. Quick out route to the sideline. It's caught by Jackson Lane. Kind of dink and dime you, don't they, Nick?
They do,
With the quick outs and a well-timed pass, and the catch going to be marked out short at the 43. So it'll be a 9-yard pickup. It'll be second and less than a yard to go. Thompson out of the gun, a 3-year starter at quarterback. Roughers crowd the line of scrimmage. Now Thompson will stand and look to the sideline as they'll flash in the call.
They don't run a whole lot. They're much more of a passing team.
About a 75% passing team, but here's the handoff, giving it off the left side. This is Braden Nash with the carry, and he did not make the yard to gain as the linemen come in and right at the 43-yard line. So that'll be short by a yard of what he needed, and it'll make it now 3rd down and a yard to go. 9:40 in the clock running, quarter number 1 tonight from officially Centerton, Arkansas, just on the outer perimeter of Bentonville. Thompson with 2 receivers to the left side. He'll play action, hand it off to Nash in traffic. Roughers can't stymie the forward progress. The good upfield blocking of Joseph Cavanis going to push the pile across the 35 to the 36-yard line on the carry by Nash. That'll be a 3-yard pickup, and the Wolverines will have their first and 10 of the night at the 46. Cole McQueen, one of those rougher jerseys in there on that stop. McQueen, a 6-foot, 195-pound junior, pushed into the starting lineup tonight.
Roughers need to try and stop this drive, get the ball back, thwart the opening drive of this Wolverine crew.
Lane and Adjam out to the far right. Thompson's going to come on the option. They'll run the end around the double flea flicker. Now come back to the near side. Not much people there to guard it. Marnowski going to force it to the edge. And finally the receiver will be, or the ball carrier actually will be knocked out of bounds. That's a little double flea flicker, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Double reverse type situation on the carry. That time was Will Davis, the 6'1 senior.
A lot of times those plays will go for big yards, but they only get about 5 on this one.
Going from the 46 across midfield to the 49 in Rougher territory, 2nd and 5. But you already see Brian Pratt and his offensive game plan shuffling the deck. He'll deal off the bottom. He'll come right out of the middle of the draw, or he'll just deal you whatever he wants right off the top. 2nd and 5. Roughers in that 3-4 defensive alignment. 2 receivers to the short side right. 2 out wide to the left. Thompson, play action series, scrambling to the near side, and Roughers will chase Thompson to the edge. He'll go out of bounds. Sure looked like there was a lot of grabbing of a jersey as that Rougher defender came racing through. Thompson going to be knocked out of bounds downfield at the 47, so he'll get 2, and Bentonville will face their 2nd 3rd down of the night. For football in 2025, brought to you by Cornerstone Funeral Home, by Bank First in Muskogee, and by Bravado Wireless, the power of a connection. Two receivers to the short side left and twins out wide to the opposite side. Thompson with protection in the pocket. Throws it upfield. It's downfield and caught right in front of Kenyon Goodson making the grab.
Ajam.
It's Ryan Ajam. He's been the primary target for Trey Thompson. This time it's a bullet and the catch made, but there is Laundry back upfield. I got a feeling this one's coming back thanks to a hold.
Probably that's in the vicinity of where you see that most often.
Going to be the call. The referee tonight, as we mentioned, is Mark Hurst. His officiating teammates, Mark Gay, the umpire, Bill Gregory, the head linesman, J. Ron Harris is the linesman, and Scotty Gregory, the back judge. So that'll take something away from Brian Pratt's offensive execution. It'll bring it back across the midfield stripe on the loss of 10. And the Wolverines now must go from their own 43 to the
36.
I got to go to the 44 on the other side. So it's going to be third down about 11, looks like. Well, no. The line of scrimmage originally was a 46, so it's put at the 43. So it'll be third down and 13. I'll use my fingers and my toes and finally get you the right yardage. Trips go out forward to the left side. Wolverines hustle to the line of scrimmage. Thompson takes it, play action, rolls back, wants to throw the wheel route back to the near side. And this was almost picked off. Great read by Avon Goodland coming up from that defensive spot to knock the ball away out of the hands of the intended target, B.J. Warren. And it'll be an incomplete pass and a fourth down. But a penalty flag, Nick, stops this drive for the Wolverines.
Yep, the hole there really stopped them. So the Roughers will get their second opportunity with the ball. Kenyon Goodson stands back around his own 20 or so.
Keep in mind, Trey Thompson, the quarterback, is the punter. Snap is back in good shape. He'll step into it and launch an end-over-end kick away from Goodland toward the boundary. This one's going to go out of bounds, so they'll have to line it up with the back judge. Referee looking and looking and looking and see where he brings his hand down. He marks it.
Farther upfield than I thought.
Yeah, right about, looks like about the,
24, 28.
Yep. 26 is where they're going to put it.
All right, let's see, Roughers. Let's see what you can do.
31-yard punt all in all. First and 10 for the Roughers, their second offensive series. Moving from right to left, 7:53 to play. McHenry out of the gun. Takes the snap, going to be a dedicated quarterback keeper. He doesn't get much as he stood up at the line of scrimmage. Wolverines linebacking core and defensive front kind of shut that one down, and was Quentin Lavallee, the 6'1", 215-pound junior who on the season came into tonight's game with 10 tackles. He gets, I think that's his second of the evening here on this play, stopping the quarterback keeper for no gain.
So the Roughers not able to get much generated so far. That's first run of the night for McHenry.
Chaplin this time off the right shoulder of McHenry. Slot is to the left. That is Beasley. Play action in the middle. Chaplin got it, but, man, there was a swarm of Wolverines waiting to stop that one for no gain again.
They just swarm in there. They're beating the Rougher offensive line badly.
Hunter Vinson, the 6', 180-pound junior linebacker, led the way for the blue and gold. Nick, just looking over this depth chart, all across the front, the linebackers, there's only one senior in that 7-man interior group. This is a pretty well-oiled team. Now timeout taken on the field.
Referees talking about something, the officials.
I think they may ask the band to quit playing. Certainly does hamper communications when you're trying to snap the football. 6:37 left to go here in quarter number one. Does your home or your business have a leaky roof, or are you unsure of the current condition of your roof? That's when you need to call the roofing pros at Roughneck Roofing. Let Stephen Lane and his team provide you with a full photo report of your roof and give you the honest assessment for all your roofing needs. Roughneck Roofing. Call them at 918-401-9125 for personal attention with professional results.
3rd and 10 for the Roughers. They make a couple of substitutions on offense as they try and convert for their first down.
Jamie Beasley will be in the slot to the left side, and now again there's motion up front. Injuries and trying to make personnel changes tonight in that offensive line, and that time the right guard leaning forward prior to the snap. That'll walk it back 5. So again, it'll be a long situation, 3rd and 15. And that's what, penalty number 4?
Yep, 4th for 20 yards. All little nickel penalties so far.
6:20 and the clock will run as McHenry will send Beasley again to the short side left. Now bring Bees in front. Play action. Step back in the pocket. Want to throw a little wheel route, and he lobs it over the top of Jamie Beasley. Pressure up front from Dane Rennick in the face of the Ruffer quarterback. The pass off target, and the Ruffers will again be forced to punt a 3 and out.
Well, that's not going to get it done. We've got to find a way to kind of get some rhythm, some sustained, and getting a good running game is part of that.
Well, on the field position exchange, Wolverine's ready to get a little bit better set as Ballalong will be back for his second punt of the night. Snaps away. This one is almost blocked again.
How'd he get that off? Wow.
Takes a Muskogee bounce and bounces into one of the down men for the Ruffers. And that'll be marked at the 46-yard line in Muskogee territory. But Bentonville will get their second offensive series of the night. 6:01 left to go in quarter number 1. Still no score. Muskogee and Bentonville West tonight here from Wolverine Stadium. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, and our Ruffer student crew leading the production of tonight's game.
Starting at the actually 45, they put it just about where they ended up their last series.
So Trey Thompson will bring the all-blue clad Wolverines offense to the line of scrimmage across the front. 250, 235, 250, 263, and 260 pounds. B.J. Warren will be out to the boundary right. Trips go out wide left, empty backfield for the quarterback, Thompson. He'll stand tall in the pocket, look left, look right, throw it back underneath, catch is made. Inside the 40 and down to about the 34-yard line. Just all kinds of protection, and when he gets that extra look, Ryan Adjam will be the comfortable receiver that he'll go to. That pass goes from the Ruffer 45 to the 34, an 11-yard completion, and a Bentonville West 1st and 10.
Adjam with both receptions from Thompson so far tonight for 20 yards.
He has been the primary target all season long. Now Twins to the boundary wide right. Thompson in the pocket, now being flushed. Looks, checks off, throws to the sideline, falling on the sideline. They're going to call it a catch over on the painted sideline. That's right in front of the Bentonville West bench area. But the side judge coming up quickly, ruling that a catch downfield where, Nick? He's going to put it at the 26. Yep, be an 8-yard pickup. So a 2nd and 2. Clock stopped as the player went out of bounds with 5:29 left to go here in the opening 12. Now running backs either side of the quarterback. Thompson will hand it off. They'll sweep to the near side on that 2nd and short yardage situation. The forward progress inside the 25. It'll be the spot of the football, and it's just enough to move the 6. So a 2-yard pickup puts the ball at the 24, and it'll be 1st and 10 Wolverines. Having moved quickly from the 45 and Ruffer territory in 3 snaps now to almost in what you would call the blue zone for the Wolverines.
Well, you got to be impressed with Brian Pratt's play calling. Lots of mixing up, relying on the little short passes, but getting the little slants across the middle too.
Nash and Warren in the pocket. Thompson sits comfortably in the pocket, throws the ball downfield. This one is dropped. Oh, it was dropped. Ruffer defender tried to deflect it. I think he maybe messed up on the vision of B.J. Warren. But good defensive play that time by the Ruffer defensive back that was back there. That should have been
a touchdown.
Jacinto Miller that was the guy that was there.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Nope. Incomplete.
All right.
Stop the clock with 4:53 to play. Again, Twins out wide to the right, single receiver out to the boundary short left. Thompson will play action inside. Keeps it himself inside the 20, inside the 15, darting between tacklers, and races into the end zone for the touchdown. Trey Thompson on the quarterback keeper. Scampers to his left and races 24 yards to the end zone, and the Wolverines have their second possession and 6 points on the scoreboard.
Well, just a nice run. He had blockers out in front of him, and the Ruffers just couldn't shuck the blocks. It didn't contain well on the outside, and Thompson, with Adjam out there leading the way, just takes it down the left sideline for the score.
5 plays going the 45 yards. Nicholas Byrne on to try the PAT, the left-footed kicker, and Ruffler's going to jump offside.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 12 on the defense. At the distance.
That'll move it half the distance, but still the Wolverines, at least here, appear ready to go for the conventional extra point. They declined the penalty to keep it in the same spot on the field. So Byrne, again, the senior place kicker. Little chip shot. It's up. It's good. And with 4:47 left, it's 7-0 Bentonville. Back to Bentonville, Arkansas with more Rougher football. But first, this 32nd timeout on Rougher football in 2025.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Welcome back on Rougher Football 2025. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you. Bentonville West on its second series using just 5 plays to move the 45 yards, using just over a minute time off the clock. And with 4:47 left, the Wolverines have their first points of the night and a 7-0 advantage over the Roughers, who are still searching for their first and 10 of the night.
One 16-yard play, and that's been about the bulk of their offense in two sets.
Burns' high end-over-end kick sends the return man back to the end zone. The touchback, as it's grabbed there by Goodson, that'll bring it out. The Roughers will start 1st and 10. See who will direct the offense on this series.
Let's see. Kind of peering down there in their huddle.
Roughers had plans of using both quarterbacks tonight, both Styler McHenry and Cason Delgado. And on this series, it will be the junior signal caller, Cason Delgado, the 6'2", 290-pound junior. 6 of 19 passing on the year, 54 yards. As Chaplin is running back to his right. The play-action series. Delgado going to keep it through a crease, up across the 35, and out to the 37-yard line. Just a quick quarterback blast right up the middle.
First time we've seen Delgado carry much in his appearances.
From the 20 to the 35, a 15-yard gallop, and a Kyle Edwards GMC Rougher, 1st down and 10. Now they'll put it at the 36, so add another 36 inches to that carry by Cason Delgado. Delgado showing a little bit of quick feet on that carry.
And he's good size. He can bust an arm tackle or two on the way. Yeah.
Beasley and Goodland will be the two receivers to the left side. Now Good going to go in motion. Little play action and give it into the middle. And Marquise Chaplin does not have too much room to move forward if he got back to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to mark this one back right at the 35. So it'll lose a yard. 3:56 to go here in quarter number 1. Bentonville West with a 7-0 advantage. Roughers now with Cason Delgado at quarterback. But still trying to hold that offensive line together, Nick, because of injuries. Chaplin this time to the left of Delgado. Brings motion in front of the formation. They come with the jet sweep, and this is Goodland. He's in some trouble, tries to dart past, and then got leveled by the safety coming up quickly. Getting there and bringing the heat was Ashton Jones, the 6 foot, 170-pound junior, 13 tackles on the season. And he made the Rougher ball carrier feel that one with a little bit of philosophy, a loss of yard back to the 34. So the Roughers, after getting the first down at the 36, face 3rd and 12 as the clock counts down to the 3-minute mark here in the opening quarter.
I was going to say that running up the middle is tough, but obviously running outside didn't do him any good on that play.
Roughers will put twin receivers out to the left and to the right. Delgado fakes the play action, sets in the pocket. He's up, thrown, downfield looking for Beasley, and there's going to be interference here. Jamie Beasley was being double covered. 2 defensive backs deep for Bentonville West. That included Ashton Jones along with Gavin Cross. Let's see if this will be offensive or defensive interference. I've got to think it's going to be on the Wolverines.
Yeah. They've already moved it up.
Yeah, they moved it up to the 49-yard line. And with that, Nick, another Kyle Edwards, GMC rougher, first down and 10 at the 49 on the PI.
Second penalty against the Wolverines tonight, and that was a big one.
We're near the midfield mark after the rougher starting this third offensive series from their 20. Put a slot and two other receivers to the wide side right. Leave Beasley by himself. They'll bring motion behind the formation. Delgado will try to hand it off to Chaplin. This just taking way too long to get the ball handoff. And there is no place for anybody to run. And Bryson Johnson, the nose tackle, 5'9", 240-pound junior, in the face of the rougher ball carrier, stopping him back at the 46. So it's a loss of 3 on first down.
Just too much of a delay there, getting some traction, then trying to run up right into the teeth of that Wolverine defense. There's just nothing up that middle for Ruffers.
Offensive line coaches and head coach Dale Condit were concerned because of the injuries and the trying to patchwork an offensive line unit together that could be effective. 2nd and 13. Again, bring motion. Delgado on a pitch. Coming back to the near side, and finally being ushered out of bounds. This time it's Demarion Berryman on the reverse. Not sure where they stepped him out of bounds upfield. Looks like at about the original line of scrimmage. So got the 3 back lost on the preceding play, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. Clock showing 1:56 left here in the opening quarter. Bentonville West, Muskogee, nothing. Ruffers have managed to pick up only 1 third down conversion tonight. Delgado shifting Barnowski over. They'll play action series. Cason's going to throw it upfield. This is bounding off and through the hands of the intended target, Nunu James.
He had it for just a moment and then took a big lick from the linebacker in there.
Quentin Lavallee was the guy that got there, and there was some physicality to that contact, separating the football out of the rougher receiver's hands, and it'll be 4th down. 1:51 as the clock stops.
So the Ruffers got a little break there with the pass interference call. Got them a little better field position, but again, they're stopped.
Ryan Adjam will be back to punt, return. It's a high kick. He'll put his hand up as if to signal a fair catch. Ruffers will just let it bounce, and it'll hop around and roll to a stop right around the what looks like the 9-yard line. So all together, 42-yard punt with no return. Bentonville West will start with 1:40 left here in quarter number 1. This time from their own 9-yard stripe.
So the worst field position that they've had to start a possession tonight. Would be nice to get a nice takeaway here deep in their territory and kind of give some momentum back to the Ruffers.
Wolverines with their now, this will be what, their third offensive possession of the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Thompson, a 3-year starter at quarterback, 6 foot, 185. Stands in the pocket. Play action, throws quickly to the edge. It's caught in traffic with blockers. 10, 15 across the 20 before the Ruffers can finally get grabs on the intended receiver.
Just a kind of a
Will
little
Davis, the receiver.
Just a little slip screen there to the receiver, and he had blockers out in front of him. 12 yards on the gain up to the 21.
Wolverine's so efficient with that RPO and the short passing around, getting blockers in front. That's been kind of the calling card of Brian Pratt throughout his now 19 years as a head coach. Thompson out of the pistol, takes the knee-high snap, throws it over the intended receiver, and just overthrows his intended target, B.J. Warren, who had plenty of space. Linebacker was a little late getting over there, and the wideout, who was downfield, Jackson Lane, had ran the corner out of the coverage. That'll stop the clock with 59 seconds left to go here in the opening 12. Ruffers tonight here on the road. Next Friday night, get the night off, and then 2 weeks from tonight, go on the road to open district play at Ponca City. Snap back to Thompson. Good protection this time. Waits on the timing route. Ball stripped from behind. Oh, great read that time by the Ruffer defensive back. That's Berryman on the play.
Yeah, he almost picked it off.
5'7", 150-pound sophomore, the man that got the hand in the grasp of Asher Swoboda, the intended target. Knocks it to the turf, incomplete, and makes it a 3rd down and 10.
4 of 8 passing for Thompson so far tonight for 40 yards.
Pretty much in tight nick here. Nash will be the running back. He'll step over to the right side of Thompson. Now Twins, they throw the little jet sweep coming to the right side, trying to find a block. Got a good block from Swoboda. Ruppers had it contained and stopped, but the never say die effort of the Wolverine ball carrier is going to bounce off the first contact, and with the football was Ryan Adjam, and he'll get it all the way up to the 30-yard line, and that's a pickup of only 9. So it'll be 4th down and a yard to go. Now, with 28 seconds and the clock running here in the first quarter, and you're on into the field, how confident does Brian Pratt feel like his offense can push it across the 30?
I think they're probably fairly confident. They've pretty much had their way. Holding penalties really about the only thing that stopped them on offense.
Thompson will take the snap. He'll play action. He'll dart. He'll come back to his near side. Throws it upfield, wide open. Everybody came up quickly. Jackson Lane with the catch, and there is nobody that is going to catch Jackson Lane. Thompson to Jackson Lane, a 70-yard scoring strike on the final play of the opening quarter of action. 4th and a yard to go. Gamble, play action, throw the short side pass, and the Ruffers had come up to contain the quarterback and lost sight of Lane, who broke free. And Trey Thompson put it right in his fingers softly, and it was a foot race, and nobody would catch up with the senior wideout, Jackson Lane.
Give a lot of credit to Thompson. He had every intent to run that one to get the first down, but at the last second, just before he crossed the line of scrimmage, he saw Lane wide open and just flipped it to him.
Nicholas Byrne on to try the PAT. The ball down, the kick's up, and it is good. And with the first quarter done, the scoreboard reads Bentonville West 14, Muskogee 0. We're back to Bentonville after this 30-second timeout on Rougher Football in 2025.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Tonight and every night, the Ruffers' game plan for success is always 2020, but what about your vision? That's where Dr. Kimberly DeRosset can help. With 25 years' experience of helping patients in Muskogee County, young and old alike, Dr. Kimberly DeRosset can protect your eyes and with the right vision game plan. Kimberly DeRosset, now located at 3505 Chandler Road in Muskogee. Call for more details at 918-880-3937.
Goodson and Cruz Delgado back deep this time for the Ruffers. Kick drives Goodson back to the goal line.
Going to bring it back. This is Goodson out across the 20, 25, kid in at the 30, and then will finally be shoved out of bounds from behind, and the return will be out to, looks like about the 38-yard line.
Nice return by Kenyon Goodson. Found a couple of blockers on this near side and did a couple of moves to get open free, so a return of 30. Let's see where they're going to put it. Yeah, caught it just right at the goal line.
It'll be the 39 where they're going to mark the ball ready for play. Goodson was one of our two Ruffers on the Tuesday night coaches show that we do each and every Tuesday night from Runt's Barbecue, home of a little better barbecue. 6:30 to 7 every Tuesday night on Ruffer TV and Okie Country 101.7. Cason Delgado out of the snap. Going to hand it off to Chaplin. This time had a momentary crease, but it closed ever so quickly.
May have gotten a yard if he's lucky.
I don't know if he got that. I think it's going to be put right at the 39 again. So no gain in the running game, which has been kind of a calling card for Dale Condon's offense over his 20 years at Wagner. Certainly struggling here in the opening parts of this game, and it struggled for the previous 2 weeks.
4 carries for just 4 yards for Chaplin so far.
Clock showing 11:20 and counting. Ruffers looking to the sideline out of the huddle. Going to have to hurry, Nick. Play clock's already down to 8. And there seems to be a lot of communication. Connett's going to call a timeout. We'll do the same. We'll take the break with the two teams. Bentonville West on a end-of-quarter 70-yard touchdown pass, extending the lead to 14-0. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Rougher Football 2025.
A super time to buy September savings at J. Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee. Buy a new Silverado 1500, take $10,000 off MSRP. Shop over 60 used from $16,965. September savings top the list. Don't overpay. Come see Jay. New Silverado, $10,000 off. Over 60 used from $16,965. At J. Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee, 144 West Shawnee.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you from Bentonville, Arkansas, where the Roughers trail the Wolverines 14-0. Roughers out of that timeout will face a 2nd down and 10 as the first down carry by Chaplin gained nothing.
Roughers still just look a little discombobulated on offense.
Spell that word, would you?
No,
never mind. Two receivers out to the far left for Delgado, who has a running back to his left shoulder as well. He'll bring motion in front. Play action. Delgado going to roll to the left side. Squares up, throws upfield. Beasley on a comeback effort with the catch right about the 47-yard line in Wolverine territory. Nice comeback for the football on the reception by Jamie Beasley.
And a great move by Delgado as the Wolverines came hard looking for the run up the middle, and Delgado with a nice fake takes it, goes outside, and throws it.
14 yards on the pass completion. Another Kyle Everidge GMC Rougher. First down at 10. Just starting the second quarter. Beasley going out of bounds on that catch hit his knees. Jamie now will be out on the boundary far left along with a slot. He'll bring motion back around the formation. Delgado, a little quarterback draw, trying to find a crease and got downfield maybe for a yard. From the 47 to the 46-yard line. Cason Delgado, who had 4 starts as a freshman, Nick, for the Union Redhawks, in which he won all 4 of those games. Then he went to Edmond Santa Fe a year ago. But family moving around, he ends up in Muskogee this fall and is in as the quarterback here now for the Roughers in the second quarter. 10:30 and the clock running. Roughers will face a 2nd down and 9.
Delgado would like to have the kind of game that'll help establish him as the full-time starter.
Bardowski, a tighty, will be over on the left. Beasley will be to the outside edge. Direct snap for Delgado. Waits on the blocking up front. Gets a push from behind and carries the football himself inside the 45 to what appears to be about the 42.
Yep.
So a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and a nickel. Roughers have converted only 1 third down opportunity so far to Nick. That was thanks to the pass interference call.
So let's see if we can make it 2. 3rd and manageable here for the Roughers.
Goodland and Beasley will be to the short side left as the ball resting on the left hash. Delgado with the blocking back up in front of him. They'll play action. Cason going to roll out to his left. Waits, floats a pass downfield, and it is incomplete. But where's the flag?
Wow, that looked like a lot of touching over there.
A lot of the fans, though, Nick, want to call that pass interference. But we heard the description from officiating in that summer camp. As long as there's no contact, hands up, that's not face guarding.
No, yeah, there's no face guarding. Just a matter of whether he touched him or not before the ball got there. The officials apparently said no. Delgado under a lot of pressure when he threw that. I'm surprised he got it that close.
9:31, the clock stopping on the incomplete forward pass. Roughers down 14. Will gamble here, needing to reach the 37 to move the chains. Nunu James, the single receiver, out to the boundary, wide side right. And now a timeout as the Rougher coaching staff going to take the break, and we'll do the same. Back in 30 seconds, 14-0 Bentonville West. Roughers face 4th and 5 when we return on Rougher Football 2025.
Ugh, my brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool, but Bravado's trade-in help has her covered. And my brother, he's flexing with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
When the Ruffers play in front of the hometown fans at Ruffer Village, it's a happy place. And Lynn Wallace and her team at Cornerstone Home Lending in Muskogee knows that home is where happy lives. With honest, well-communicated, and knowledge-based experience, Cornerstone Home Lending will help you with the right loan that will get you home happy. Call Cornerstone Home Lending and Lynn Wallace. Give them a dial up at 918-600-0602.
4th and 5 for the Ruffers in Wolverine territory. Going for it.
Delgado with the running back to his right. Going to bring motion. Now they'll roll to that same side. Momentary pressure. Throw it upfield. It's off the fingertips of the targeted receiver. That time was Anthony Heitch.
And that time, Delgado had more time than he has to throw the ball, just not on target.
So the Ruffers will turn it over on downs, giving good field position to the Wolverines. They'll start from their own 42-yard line. 9:27 to go before halftime. Don't forget at the break, our TTCU Teacher of the Game. Enjoyed the visit with this week's guest instructor. We'll hear her comments in the interview that our Ruffer TV crew put together yesterday. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines from their own 42. Trey Thompson, who on his last play completed a 70-yard pass, low snap, going to run the end around back with the football. This is Ajam. Now they'll pitch it deep down the boundary and wide open again. Ruffers again trying to drag it down from behind, but that extra flea flicker back to Thompson, and he threw a dart. Will Davis, the receiver, and it goes from the 42 all the way to what appears to be the 2-yard line. 55 yards is the numbers. And it's 1st and goal to go just like that. You get your eyes looking upfield and you forget about that guy going down the boundary, and all of a sudden your cornerback is like a piece of burnt toast on Saturday morning when I'm trying to cook. Here's the snap to Thompson. They're going to jet sweep the outside edge on the left and race it into the end zone for the touchdown. B.J. Warren, the ball carrier. He'll go in from 2 and a quick strike. 2-play, 58-yard drive, and the Wolverines have added 6 more to the scoreboard.
Well, the Ruffers just have nothing going right for them. It's not a total repeat of last week, but the Wolverines kind of having their way, and the Ruffer offense just going nowhere.
That flea flicker has caught the cornerbacks looking upfield. Of course, we've talked about injuries, so there are some number 2 guys in there, not to point any fingers of blame. Now here's Burns, left-footed kick, and he drives it home good. And there's time out on the field with 8:42 to go before the halftime break. 21-0 Bentonville West on top. We're back to Ruffer football after this timeout on Ruffer football in 2025.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton here with you on game number 3 for the Ruffers in 2025. Bentonville West with some explosive plays, a touchdown pass of 70 yards and a flea flicker that picks up 56, and then one play later the 2-yard touchdown run, building a 21-0 advantage.
So the Ruffers been victimized by the big play so far.
Here's the launch kick downfield. Ruffers will field it in the field of play. This is Nunu James on the return, trying to come to the corner. 20-25 has a block in front. 35-40 and up near the midfield stripe with a little burst of energy.
All right. So the Ruffers are now
That's actually Anthony Macdack Jr. on the return.
Late flag comes in at the sideline of the Ruffers.
Hope that goes the opposite way. Officiating crew doing a little bit of huddling up out at the 50-yard line. The return was to the midfield stripe by Anthony Macdack.
Usually when those flags fly like that, it's
offsetting.
It's on the guys making a late hit or too much of a hit on that runner going out of bounds.
Back next carry from about the 3. He got over to the boundary, Nick, coming to his right and turned upfield and was able to take it. Let's see what the referee will give us on the call.
It's kind of hard to see because he's got his back to us. So
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2.
oh, well,
It'll be on the Wolverines.
15 more for the Ruffers.
So the return was to the midfield stripe. Okay, now they're going to say there's a flag against the Ruffers, too. So it'll be dead ball penalties.
All right, well, we'll take the ball at midfield.
And the ball will be at the 50-yard line. Thought for a moment he was going to say it was during the actual play and they would nullify the kick return. Boy, that would have been a kick to the gut. 8:33 to play here in the opening half. Ruffers trailing 21-0.
All right, guys, let's get something going here.
Delgado stays in as the quarterback. Twins out to the left outside the hash mark. The junior signal caller takes the numbers high snap. Looks across the middle, throws late, caught. This is Nunu James, 50. Shake and bake at the 45. Lost the football. Ruffers trying to dive on top of it, but there's a lot of blue jerseys over there. And that's going back the way of the Wolverines. Penalty flag down too, Nick. Nunu James doing a little shake and bake move, trying to find some extra space and had the ball stripped. And the Wolverines recover at the 48-yard line. What was that old line from Hee-Haw? Pain, despair, and agony on me.
Yeah.
If it weren't for no luck,
I guess I won't sing it. All right.
If it weren't for no luck, I'd have no. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Yeah. That's kind of what's happened here to the Ruffers.
So that gets the Ruffers now at a -7 in turnover ratio. Now in 2+ games.
Picked up by Bentonville West. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9, Bentonville West.
Oh, well.
15 yards.
Okay, so the play was ruled a fumble, recovered by the Wolverines. What would be the 47-yard line. Then they'll walk it 15 yards back further upfield. And Bentonville West will start now with 8:20 to go, Nick, here in the second quarter. Starting this time from their own 38-yard line.
Third penalty of the night against the Wolverines.
Ruffers, their own worst enemies so far here tonight. We have seen some moments, Nick, from this offense. That time just an unfortunate situation on the fumble.
And again, a nice throw by Delgado because he was under a lot of pressure.
Twin receivers are out wide to the left and to the right. Thompson will stand to the left of his running back. Numbers high snaps. Good protection. Thompson dancing around, trying to find somebody to throw to, and he jumps and throws the ball upfield, throwing it at the feet of Braden Nash, but the incomplete pass stops the clock. 2nd and 10 with 8:14 to go here in quarter number 2. There's going to be a lot of college football tomorrow, Nick. Now you'll be watching that OU Temple game in the morning, but between games or at halftime, good time to run out to 4322 West Okie. Go through the drive-thru and be back before the second half kickoff when you go to My Place Barbecue West. You can call in your order, or you can go and enjoy the dine-in service. And don't forget they've got some great tasting desserts, including that blackberry cobbler. My Place Barbecue West, 683-5202. Now,
play clock runs down on the Wolverines.
Yep,
did they call timeout?
Yeah, they're going to give them a timeout. So with 8:14 to go before halftime, Bentonville West will spend a timeout. We'll do it with them. 21-0 Wolverines over the Ruffers. Back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2025.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
You wouldn't know it from the temperatures today, Dick, that we're in the 90s, but fall is on the way. That means leaves are going to be falling. I know you don't like to use a rake, and neither do I. So that's when you need Antonio Zapata Lawn and Tree Service. They'll have your home looking its finest. Give them a call. They can take out a dead tree, they can trim some branches, get rid of all the leaves for the fall, and give your home a pristine look. Zapata Lawn and Tree. Check it out online and on Facebook. Now motion, Thompson. Actually back in the pocket. This is up the field, and it is caught. Ruffers gamble on the play. It's overthrown, and Adjam makes the catch, and he'll just race past everybody.
Wow.
62-yard pass play for Trey Thompson. Thompson, a week ago, Nick, had 6 touchdown passes in the first half alone for 356 yards. Add 62 more to that. Plus his rushing touchdown, he has been responsible for all 4 scores.
266 yards through the air tonight for Thompson already.
Well, that's what you come up with when you gamble in the secondary. You forget that it's coverage. Part of that, a young football team. And Nicholas Byrne will try to hammer through the PAT. It looks good. It is good. And that'll stop the clock with 8:04 to go before the halftime break. 28-zip. Ruffers failing to score. Wolverines have crossed the goal line on 4 occasions. We'll come back to Bentonville, Arkansas after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer football in 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Bill Littleson and Nick Hampton back with you on Ruffer Football 2025. Nick, we talked about the gamble, and that was the gamble that the Ruffer coaching staff on the defensive side had to take tonight because of the absence of Decaden Ford and Trayshawn Pouncil, the 2 starting cornerbacks. That's forced movement of players around. Sometimes you're not always 100% focused or ready to go, and twice now the Ruffers have gotten beat on coverage situations for big plays.
Big plays. Goodson and Nunu James back deep for the Ruffers to receive the kick.
8:04 to go before the halftime break. Don't forget our TTCU Teacher of the Game. We'll make that announcement during the intermission. Here's a line drive kick that it'll be fielded by Nunu at the 5. He'll come to his right, out to the 15, the 20, waiting on blockers, turns the corner and tiptoes the sideline. And the back judge racing up, and he'll mark this one down where?
Further
like
upfield than I thought.
About the
33, maybe?
33, 34.
Yeah, got a little further upfield than I thought.
Now, wait a minute. Now they're going to move the football back, and I think put it right at the 30.
Okay, that's more what I thought. Yeah.
So the 30-yard line after the return from James of 25 yards. 7:56 to go. Ruffers down 28-0. Stylen McHenry now back at quarterback. Twin receivers are to the boundary, wide out left. McHenry going to hand it off for Chaplin. Got a little bit of a break. Tumbles forward and spins out across the 35 to near the 36-yard line. A pick up a 6, and that's been the best running play other than the one scramble by Delgado.
Yeah, that's the best running play for sure for Chaplin, who had a couple of negative carries. Now he's got 5 carries for 10 yards.
2nd and 4. Clock showing 7:30 and counting here before intermission. Game 3 on the road. Ruffers will have a week off and then go back on the road 2 weeks from tonight, going to Ponca City to open district play. McHenry going to bring Goodland in motion. Play action. Siden's going to call his own number. He'll come upfield, and as he plants his foot, he kind of slipped, Nick. And he'll fall short of the yard line to gain. He'll come up a yard short. He'll get 3. Looked like that was going to go for big yards, but when the plant foot slipped, you could tell all the forward motion really was gone, and he does good to get 3, so it'll be a 3rd down situation.
It's 3rd and short, so the Ruffers have an opportunity here to cash their first real first down. Have one by penalty, and that's it so far. We're checking. No, they have 2.
McHenry will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Chaplin, who breaks it. Contact at the line of scrimmage and squirts upfield across the 40 to the 43. A 4-yard pickup. Good enough for a Kyle Edwards GMC. Ruffer first down and 10.
Good blocking up front that time by the Ruffers as they opened a little hole over the left tackle spot, and Chaplin scooted right through it.
going to have to find some way to get some sort of consistent running game, Nick, to allow the passing game time to throw.
Yeah, I mean, right now, teams scouting the Ruffers know that they can just stack the box and put the pressure on the passer because the running game has not been very good.
Beasley in the flanker spot. He's out to the left side. McHenry will bring Jamie in front of the formation. Little drop back. Look at the little slip screen out in space. Beasley has it at the midfield stripe. Jamie with a stiff arm at the 45. He'll be ankle tackled, and then he'll be punished to the turf at the 40-yard line. But that's a nice, well-designed play. And then there's a late penalty flag thrown.
2 or 3 of them.
Yep.
17 yards on the pass play from McHenry. Beasley was wide open in the near flat.
And that's a post-play foul, so it's going to be a dead ball penalty. Beasley was a little slow, and actually he's still on the turf. And Leo Krajewski, the strength and conditioning coach, now doubling up for Justin Laird as the athletic trainer. Dale Conant out pleading with the officials over that circumstance. We'll see what this penalty will be against as the referee, Mark Hurst, will turn on his crowd mic.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 57
Ooh.
from Muskogee. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9
Nope,
from Bentonville.
offsetting.
That is number 9's second unnecessary roughness. He is disqualified.
Okay, so a big loss for Bentonville West as they lose Dane Rennick, the junior defensive end, on his second personal foul for unsportsmanlike conduct. And the play on the pass play of 17 yards to Jamie Beasley will stand, and the Ruffers will have 1st and 10 at the Bentonville 40-yard line.
That was one of the best plays of the night for the Ruffers, as even though McHenry was again under a lot of pressure, he found Beasley with no one around him out there in the flat, and then Bees did a good job to get another 7 or 8 yards after the catch.
Goodland and Nunu Jays will be out wide to the left. Chaplin will go with motion, and he'll shift out to the side. Now he's going to have to hustle in and get in the slot. McHenry trying to make sure everybody's in the right space. Play clock as they put Chaplin in motion. McHenry trying to weave his way through blue-shirted defenders, and he won't get much.
We'll get a couple down to the 38.
2-yard pickup for the Ruffer senior quarterback. Looking right down in front of us, Nick, we see Leo Krajewski working on the right ankle of Jamie Beasley.
Well, that would be a loss.
Boy, no kidding.
Can't get him back.
So they'll cut off the old tape and probably brace it up again, and hopefully Bees can return. 2nd and 8. 2 receivers out to the right side and a single wideout. Now Goodland goes in motion. McHenry takes the snap. Straight drop back in the pocket. Throws the underneath route. Complete. And catch was made.
Nunu, I think it was.
Yeah, they're going to call it incomplete.
I thought I saw it come out.
I wasn't certain. The pile of players on the field right at that spot. So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 yards to go. Clock showing 4.5 minutes left to go before halftime. Bentonville West on a couple of cross-country pass plays, expanding their lead to a 28-0 advantage.
Ruffer quarterbacks 5 of 10 passing so far tonight.
Ruffer's going to have to spend their 3rd time out of the half here, Nick, because the play clock's already at 4, now 3, and Condit will take the break, and we'll do the same. 4:12 to go before halftime intermission. 28-0 Bentonville over Muskogee. We're back in 30 seconds on Ruffer Football 2025.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you on this game number 3 action of Ruffer Football 2025. If you're looking to relocate your home, looking to sell your current property, you need a pro, somebody that knows all the ins and outs of the real estate world and can get you the right price, whether you're buying or selling. That's when you need Monica Medley and her team at Century 21 First Choice Realty. They know how to handle all the little details that make the transaction go smoothly. Give them a call. Check out how Monica Medley and her team at Century 21 First Choice Realty can help you.
Beasley hops off the trainer's table and is back in the game.
That's good news for the Ruffers. So it's 3rd and 13. McHenry takes the snap, play action. He's in some trouble. He stiff arms one would-be tackler. Now sets up, launches downfield, and he underthrows the comeback targeted receiver that time, which on a crossing route was the aforementioned Jamie Beasley.
Boy, he had him wide open.
Wide open. That one was going for 6. It was kind of like the throw against Booker T. Washington there, Nick.
Yes, it was. And actually, there were a couple of receivers down there that were both open, but McHenry was short-armed it.
So it'll be 4th down. And a short 8, a long 7. Clock stopped on that incomplete forward pass. So Muskogee looking to at least pick up the first down, Nick, to keep the ball out of the hands of the Wolverines, who have shown that big strike ability. Now Beasley and Goodland will be trips out to the left. Ruffers going to get penalized here. The pass across the middle is high and incomplete, so Bentonville West will decline, but the motion by the tight end, Coda Barnowski, he'd come upfield before the snap of the football. So
Ruffers having a problem getting the plays off in a timely manner. You know, the Ruffers have had to use all 3 of their timeouts to stop a play clock going down. That time the play clock was down to about 1, and you could tell watching McHenry, he felt rushed trying to get that play off, and he had motion on top of that.
Penalties decline. The incomplete pass will put it back over to the Wolverines. They'll start from their own 37-yard line. Ruffers tonight here, 2 weeks from tonight, starting district play at Ponca City. Ponca City is on the road at Tulsa Rogers. Last night, Putnam City West was shellacked by Midwest City 38-0. Nick Hampton will have some of the scores for you at the halftime break. Glad to have you with us here on Ruffer Football in 2025. Also on Ruffer TV, as well as on our radio partner, Okie Country 1017. Wolverines going from right to left. Trey Thompson. Low snap, picks it up. Now play action. Going to throw the deep ball again. This one is upfield, and it is picked off. Goodson with the INT. 50, 45, at the 40, 35, down the far boundary. Kenyon Goodson will take it into Wolverine territory on the INT.
He just played that perfectly, and Thompson, a little too much air under that ball, held it up and gave Goodson time to read it and step in front of the receiver, pick it off, and make a nice return.
Takes it all the way back to what appears to be the 24-yard line. Yep, that's where it'll be 1st and 10. Well, the Wolverines went right back to that same play, Nick, that they'd scored on moments ago. And that time Goodson came from his safety position and got the interception. That for Kenyon is his first of this season. He had 3 picks a year ago, but the Ruffers needed that turnover to kind of change some of the ebb and flow.
All right, we've got the momentum. Let's do something now on offense with it.
Delgado back as quarterback. Beasley will be to the left side. He'll be in a slot. Kaysen Delgado surveying the defense, brings Beasley in front. They hand it off to Jamie, darting between tacklers. Ball gets, I think it was stripped, and it's recovered by Bentonville West. Beasley trying to make his move, and as he spun, Nick, the ball came away from the body. And the alert defender for Bentonville able to knock it free, and the Wolverines get the recovery.
So just when the Ruffers have a little momentum going on the interception, they turn it right back over. And the Wolverines will have it at the 22.
So it'll start at the 22-yard line. 3:43 left. Offense just continuing to have its own concerns. That'll give Trey Thompson and his high-powered offense a chance to go again. Will Davis will be the single receiver. He's out to the far left. Trips, or actually quads, are to the right side. Thompson going to throw it back. On the catch, this is Ryan Adjam. He'll get upfield from the 22 to about the 30-yard line on the quick little underneath. That RPO it's an extension of the running game. It goes as a pass for 8 yards.
274 yards now. Adjam now at the 100-yard mark for himself receiving tonight.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Wolverines, they like to go fast. Thompson going to throw it out on the boundary. It's caught. Rougher defenders are over there pushing the receiver out of bounds. That's Jackson Lane on the catch. He had the big 70-yard touchdown reception earlier. That pass play will go from the 30 to the 35, and it's good enough to move the chains. 1st and 10. Lane goes out of bounds. Nunu James on the tackle. Stop the clock with 3:12 to go before intermission. Thompson, with confidence, takes the snap. A little underneath swing pass, and the Ruffers that time diagnosed that one to near perfection. Is getting there quickly from Muskogee was Kyron Cope, grabbing the targeted receiver.
Not even lost a little bit, lost a yard on that one.
Mark the ball right at the 34. And the clock never stops. So it'll be 2:50 and counting as the Wolverines will come to the line of scrimmage. Thompson looking over the Ruffer defensive set, takes the snap, straight drop back, and now he steps up in the pocket, trying to dance out to the edge. Ruffer's trying to give chase and contain, can't get there to stop the play, and then Thompson using the block downfield of one of his receivers who came back to help out, which time was Will Davis, and Thompson able to scramble, and he gets good yardage. He'll go upfield 16 yards and a 1st and 10.
So Thompson, who hasn't run the ball just a whole lot this year, has some pretty nice carries tonight. He has carried 12 times in the 2 games so far.
He had 12 rushing touchdowns a season ago. 2:30 to play before intermission. Wolverines trying to tack on a 5th score here before the halftime break. Empty backfield this time as 3 wide receivers are out to the far right. Thompson in the pocket. Steps up, throws downfield deep, leaping catch made. I think that is Swoboda on the receiving end.
Yep.
Austin Swoboda, but a well-targeted pass that had some zip on it. It goes from the 50 downfield to what will be the 12. It's a 38-yard pass play, and the Wolverines are knocking on the goal line door again.
That puts Thompson over 300 yards now.
1st and 10 from the Ruffer 12. Thompson with the running back to his right. Has twins either side. Steps up, and now there's motion up on the offensive line as one of the big guys up front put a hand down and picked it up, which is a illegal procedure call, 5-yard walk-off on the false start. Matthew Hill, the targeted victim of that penalty. Senior, 6 foot, 263-pounder, one of the returning linemen up front, where the Wolverines only had 2 guys back, including Keegan Larson, who last year started as a freshman. Started all 12 games. Thompson takes the snap, rolls to his right, waits, floats a pass to the end zone, and over there to make the catch. Did he make it? He did. Ryan Adjam on a fingertip touch right at the surface top. 17-yard touchdown pass, and Mr. Thompson is having another big night.
Yep, that's his 3rd touchdown pass, 4th
That's
touchdown?
his 4th touchdown pass. No, 3rd, you're right. He ran in one, and they also had another rushing touchdown. And Nicholas Byrne will be on to try the point after touchdown with 1:35 left. Good snap. Ball this time is up, and it is off the mark, no good. So that's the only dent in the offensive success of the Wolverines. 34-0 Bentonville West. Back with more in 30 seconds on Rougher Football 2025.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
Welcome back to Rougher Football 2025. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, and our Rougher TV crew. Samson John producing tonight's ball game very efficiently for us here in the press box. Our guys up on the cameras doing their best to follow the action. We're glad that you've joined us either online or with our radio partner at Okie Country 1017 KTFX. Don't forget at half, we'll have our TTCU Teacher of the Game special recognition and another dedicated veteran of the classroom to be honored tonight. We'll talk with this week's Teacher of the Game in a halftime interview. See what the Wolverines will try to do here with 1:35 to go before the halftime break. Here's the kick to the boundary. Goodson will take it on the move out to the 20, 25. Kenyon looking for an extra space or two, and then a little bit of a chirping back and forth between a couple of the players, each wearing the number 17. And the return will be to, what will that be, the 32-yard line? Yes.
I get the football in there. Yeah, there we go.
Each team has their own football, Nick. So you can literally take your ball and go home, I guess, if you choose. Ruffers now with 91 seconds to go before halftime. Delgado will stay in this series at quarterback. Jamie Beasley will be one of the two receivers out on the far left side. The junior quarterback claps his hands, brings Nuno in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Delgado keeps it and comes upfield between blue jerseys and crawls his way up to about the 38-yard line. So it'll be a 6-yard pickup. Helping out that time on the forward progress blocking, Corey McMullen in at a guard spot.
Delgado, the leading ground gainer for the Ruffers so far tonight, has 4 carries for 27 yards.
Have to go to the 42 to move the chains. Ball resting on the 38-yard line. Clock counting down inside of a minute. Delgado in the pocket, this time with protection. Throws upfield on a comeback. Curls at the belly. Catch made. That's Nunu James across midfield to the 48-yard line. So from the 38 on one end to the 48 on the opposite, 14 yards. And a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer. 1st and 10. Now Ruffer's got to go. Hurry up, Nick. They have no timeouts remaining. Delgado will take the snap. Blitz comes off the edge, and Kaysen is in trouble, and he's going to be punished. Never had a blocker pick up the rush.
Wow. Just kind of 1 step forward and 2 steps back kind of deal for the Ruffers tonight.
So the loss goes back to the 44. 8-yard loss. This time Delgado scrambling to his left, rolling, throwing upfield on another comeback effort. Nice effort by the Ruffer receiver making the gain to the 44-yard line. And that's Berryman on that reception. And the clock will tick away the final seconds of the opening 24 minutes of action. It has been offense abundance for the Bentonville Wolverines. And the Ruffers will have to find some sort of magic potion in that locker room at the break. Down 34-zip, Bentonville West on top of Muskogee. We return after this 2-minute timeout. We'll have this week's TTCU Teacher of the Game. But first, this break on Rougher Football in 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Roughers.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
Welcome back to Bentonville, Arkansas, where at halftime the Wolverines have used their offense to perfection with a 34-0 advantage. Time now to recognize this week's Muskogee Roughers TTCU Federal Credit Union Teacher of the Game. This week's recipient is Ratasha Kraft. A true fan of the Roughers, Mrs. Kraft is now in her 17th year at Muskogee High School, where she teaches English 3 and also serves as sponsored for the yearbook at Muskogee High School, which is known to one and all as the Chieftain. A native of California, Mrs. Kraft came to Oklahoma at the encouragement of her family when she was trying to decide which and where she would go for college. She had decided to attend Northeastern State University, where she later obtained her degree and continues to pursue further educational training. Describing herself as a lifelong learner, Mrs. Kraft believes it is important to reflect daily on her teaching practices as she strives to model those behaviors and work ethic in front of her students, the same expectations she has for those in her classroom. When asked what she enjoys most about the opportunity of teaching today's students, Mrs. Kraft admits that she gets her reward whenever she sees one of her students achieve what she defines as that aha moment. A mother of 3 and grandmother to 4, Mrs. Kraft loves to read as well as traveling, noting that her favorite journey away from Muskogee was a trip to Jamaica. When told she was chosen as the TTCU Teacher of the Game, Ratasha Kraft says she was filled with gratefulness and honored to be chosen.
Hi, I'm Ratasha Kraft, and I have been a teacher for the last 19 years. I've been teaching here at Muskogee High School for 17 years, and the absolute best thing about being a rougher is the community and camaraderie. The students here are wonderful, and my peers have made this a place that I call home. So I'm always happy to be a rougher.
Rougher Football wants to thank TTCU for supporting our outstanding educators in the Muskogee system. Join us in congratulating this week's Teacher of the Game award winner, Ratasha Kraft. She's now a candidate for TTCU Rougher Football Teacher of the Year. Those honors to be announced during the final regular season game at home on November 8th at Rougher Village. Ratasha Kraft, this week's TTCU Teacher of the Game. Back with a look at the halftime stats and some other high school scores. But first, this 3-minute timeout on Rougher Football 2025.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
A super time to buy September savings at J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Buy a new Silverado 1500, take $10,000 off MSRP. Shop over 60 used from $16,965. September savings top the list. Don't overpay. Come see Jay. New Silverado, 10 grand off. Over 60 used from $16,965. To J. Hodge Chevrolet Muskogee, 144 West Shawnee.
Ugh, my brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool. But Bravado's traded with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Grunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Grunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Grunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Grunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Back at Wolverine Stadium, where the Bentonville Wolverines have taken advantage of offensive success to post a 34-0 halftime lead over the Muskogee Ruffers. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton, and our Ruffer TV student crew doing all the great job of producing tonight's game. Samson John in the booth and his teammates up on the roof bring you all the sights and sounds of tonight's action. Speaking of sights and sounds, there's been a lot of music played by the Bentonville Wolverines as their band gets ready to perform here at halftime. They orchestrated a pretty solid 24 minutes in the opening half, Nick.
In their statistical department tonight, they made a lot of music. 8 first downs in the half for Bentonville. You'd think there would be more, but they had so many deep plays that they scored on long play. They've been penalized 4 times for 45 yards. And in addition to his passing, Thompson's also the leading ground gainer with 3 carries for 42 yards. For Muskogee, 6 first downs in the half. They rushed the ball 17 times for 40 yards, so not a big average there, about 2.5 yards a carry. 8 of 14 passing for the combined quarterbacking duo of Delgado and McHenry. 8 of 14 for 81 yards, so a total offense of 121 yards for the Ruffers tonight. They lost 2 fumbles. They've been penalized 4 times for 20 yards. And Cason Delgado, the leading rusher tonight, 5 carries for 19 yards.
34-0, the first half score. Several big play moments. Trey Thompson finishing the first possession that found the end zone for the Wolverines back early in the first quarter when he scored on a 24-yard run on a second down carry. And then after the Ruffers got their first down of the night, punt went 42 yards to the Ruffer 9, but then after a first down, it was Thompson hooking up with Jackson Lane on the out route, and that went 70 yards on a cross-country conversion for 6. Ruffers picked up a first down, but then had to kick it away again. Moments later, it would be a 55-yard toss downfield from the 42 to the Ruffer 2. And one play later, V.J. Warren took it in. It was 21-0 at that time. Ruffers had some moments, Nick, of offensive performance, but then they seemed to be their own worst enemy with a fumble recovery. And then after the Bentonville West took over at the 38-yard line, it was Thompson hooking up again with one of his receivers down the far sideline, and that one went 62 yards to make it 28-0 with 8:04 to go before halftime. Kenyon Goodson would give the Ruffers a little bit of life on an INT, but on the very next play, on a pass play, the Ruffers would lose possession of it, and Bentonville would get it back. They would this time start from the 22-yard line, and with a 38-yard pass play and then another 17-yard toss, Thompson completing the throw to the end zone. He, as Nick mentioned, had 3 first-half passing touchdowns, another by ground, and Bentonville has a comfortable 34-0 spread here at the halftime break. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the other scores from around the state of Oklahoma on this game number 3 of the 2025 campaign. But first, this 2-minute timeout. This is Rougher Football in 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael E. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you here on this Friday night. Game number 3 for the Muskogee Roughers, and at halftime, not a pretty sight up on that north end zone scoreboard. 34-0, the host team, the Bentonville West Wolverines, comfortably out in front. Nick Hampton, there are some other scores of interest involving future opponents of the Roughers in action tonight as well.
That was just about our score last week at halftime, wasn't it? 35-0, I think. So anyway, in Class 6A1 tonight, the big game, of course, the Backyard Bowl up in Tulsa, Jenks and Union, and Jenks thrashing Union 34-0 at halftime. Owasso leading Sand Springs in a big showdown there, 14-7 for the Rams. Yukon leading Sapulpa 21-0. Broken Arrow playing Deer Creek tonight, 21-7 is the score in that game. In 6A2,
Broken Arrow playing Mustang, 21-7.
I'm sorry, yes, Mustang. Ponca City leading Rogers. Of course, the Wildcats will be our opponent 2 weeks from tonight, first district game. They lead Rogers comfortably 28-0. Ponca City leading Ponca City North 21-6. Tahlequah on top of Wagner 24-20. Booker T. Washington all over Central tonight, 28-0. And the battle for the rock going on over in Fort Gibson tonight, and the Tigers leading that game at halftime 10-7.
So some interesting scoreboard results from those other games, and of course the Roughers with their coaching staff huddled up just behind our broadcast space here at Wolverine Stadium, trying to find a way to put all the pieces back together to Humpty, because the egg has fallen from the rooftop.
Well, I mean, as we mentioned several times during the first half, Roughers coming in kind of banged up, and so a lot of shuffling around trying to fill holes, particularly in that offensive line tonight. And, I kind of mentioned there late in the first half, the Roughers have, and kind of alluded to it, it's kind of a one step forward and 2 steps back. They'll get some momentum going, and then penalties, fumbles, whatever will stop the drive, and the Roughers just haven't been able to get any consistency, and that's really been the problem the whole season so far.
Earlier this week, 5 Muskogee High students, 3 juniors and 2 sophomores were recipients of the U.S. Naval Academy's coin, which recognizes leadership and academic excellence and just top outstanding performances. Those 5 students being recognized for that award, and that's certainly not very many people get that type of special recognition, and those 5 young people certainly to be commended. Now, when you're needing to recognize an employee or looking for that right award for just the right time, or maybe you've got an employee that after many, many years is finally deciding to hang it up and seek retirement, you want to give them the right going away recognition, that's when you need Martin Updike and his team at I-40 Sports and Awards. They can design a unique award just as they do each and every year for the Muskogee Athletic Hall of Fame. Martin Updike and his team at I-40 Sports and Awards, they're the people to call. The unique and the right design at a price that's right to go along with it. Check them out at 918-682-0280 for more details, or drop by the offices at 812 Eastside Boulevard, I-40 Sports and Awards. 34-0 the score. Back with the start of the second half kickoff. Bentonville West will get the football to begin the third quarter. We return after this 3-minute timeout on Rougher Football 2025.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Roughers.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
A super time to buy September savings at J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Buy a new Silverado 1500, take $10,000 off MSRP. Shop over 60 used from $16,965. September savings top the list. Don't overpay. Come see Jay. New Silverado, 10 grand off. Over 60 used from $16,965. To J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. 144 West Shawnee.
Bill Huddleston and Nick Hampton and our Rougher TV crew back here tonight from Wolverine Stadium. We're at halftime. The home team, Bentonville West Wolverines, comfortably in front, 34-0. Nick, I was watching you maneuver your way up the steps after you've had knee replacement and stuff and trying to find your way to the top of the press box area. But you didn't bring your walker. You didn't bring your extra stick of support. I'm going to tell you, if you need help, and a lot of us do in our older age, not saying that you're old, but I'm getting there, my friend. When you're recovering from an injury, I mean, one of my buddies, Dick Goss, has had knee replacement surgery, and he was getting around today. Whenever you need somebody to help with medical equipment for any type of recovery, that's when you need our friends at Alpine Medical Supply. Alpine Medical Supply is located at 1602 North Main. You can call for more details at 682-7773. Go by and let the friendly people at Alpine Medical Supply, whether you're needing a wheelchair, crutches, a walker, bandages of any kind, taking care of some wound care, or you just need help filing insurance paperwork. They'll help you and get it done the right way the first time. Count on Alpine Medical Supply for all those situational needs with professional and friendly service. Alpine Medical, located at 1602 North Main, 682-7773. Ruffers might need a little Alpine Medical Supply attention here at the halftime break.
I'll tell you what, the quarterbacks have just taken a pounding tonight for the Ruffers. They've gotten some passes off, but the Bentonville West has been in their face just almost every time, and there's been some pretty big hits put on both Delgado and McHenry tonight in that passing game. They may need some medical help.
Well, certainly we'll see how a well-timed open date coming up next week because of the growing injuries here tonight. I mean, 5 starters were game-time decisions, and I don't know if any of them have played here tonight. I haven't seen any of them for sure, and that's some key performances at both cornerback spots, linebackers, offensive line. All those areas have been suspect in their performance. Not taking anything away from the young man in the backup roles, but there's a reason why you're a starter.
Well, and again, it kind of comes back to particularly the offensive line. They just are not giving the quarterbacks enough time to get the plays off, and they're under constant pressure. And when they're in that situation, it just makes the running game so much harder to get going because the defenses will just kind of key on the stack in the box and not let you get inside and get any running because they know your passing hasn't been very effective.
Well, we told you the Ruffers will have the open date next Friday night. 2 weeks from tonight, it'll be another road trip, this time traveling to Ponca City, where the Wildcats tonight are in action. And they have a comfortable 28-0 advantage over Tulsa Rogers. Stillwater is showing to be very capable of 6A2 team. Last week they hammered Union. They're shutting out Enid before halftime, 48-0. And U.S. Grant at Capitol Hill in a city game of pride, where the Generals lead Capitol Hill. U.S. Grant out in front, 7-0.
So the Ruffers will be kicking off, and the Wolverines will have the football to start this third quarter, already on top 34-0.
We've seen an offense tonight, Nick, that has been able to score and score quickly. But you have big plays like that. Good, I want to say, though, to the student group, Nick, there's a good contingent of Muskogee High School students, not on the cheer squad and the dance team that are here. Kaya doing a great job with that organization, and her kids are here trying to create some energy, but there's a student group as well. Here's the kick. It's a short pooch kick, and the Ruffers tried to set it up, and if they pick it up, Nick, it's their football, but they let it bounce out of bounds, and that'll bring penalty flags, and Bentonville West will get the football.
And just about where it went out of bounds anyway. Went out of bounds around the 32, so they'll get it at the 35, first and 10.
34-0 at the half. Bentonville West will start first and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Trey Thompson, the quarterback, with 3 first-half touchdown passes plus 1 for 6. And he'll direct the offense here for Brian Pratt, who's in his 10th year. And he's got a 3-2 advantage over the Ruffers in this series all time. Thompson, knee-high snap, going to throw it out in space and just airmails his targeted receiver, Braden Nash, that would come out of the running back position.
It's about the worst pass that he's thrown all night. Just had the guy wide open, but sailed it way over him.
Nick, I'm looking forward to getting back to Ruffer Village in 3 weeks and get a chance to see the Ruffer Regiment perform their halftime performances, unable to make the trip over here this evening.
Yeah, they will, and they did last whenever we were home. Last week.
Yep.
They performed some of it, so kind of a Willy Wonka theme to it this year.
Second and 10 for the Wolverines from their own 35-yard line. Thompson takes the snap, hands it off in traffic. Running back Braden Nash trying to come straight ahead. Ruffers that time got in underneath it. Hayden Bonholt, one of the first white jerseys there. Ruffers in the green pants, white jerseys, green numerals, those flat green helmets with the white stripes across the top and the number on the side. 3rd and 9 for the Wolverines after the 1-yard pickup.
Just the 4th carry of the night for the Wolverine running back.
2 receivers are out to either side. Twins to the boundary short left as the ball on that hash mark. Thompson takes the snap, stands tall in the pocket. Now he steps up under some pressure, has his lane. 45 midfield, trying to break free, get out on the edge, still on his feet, tiptoes to the sideline. He'll step out of bounds at the 38-yard line in Ruffer territory. More than enough for a 1st and 10.
Yep, and some nice moves, and he got outside, went right up the middle first. The defense kind of shifted around him. They pushed the pocket a little bit, and he just went right on through and then cut it to the outside and gets all the way down to the 38-yard line. 26 yards, right.
1st and 10 with trip aces, 11-11 to play here in quarter number 3. Bentonville West on its initial series of the 3rd quarter. Thompson brings Lane into the formation. Snap at the knees of the West quarterback. He'll float a pass. It's tipped up. It's picked off. Ruffers with a deflection. Get the INT and bring it back out across the 35. Ball tipped up in the air. And the eagle eyes that time of the Ruffer defender, Destin Martin with the takeaway. So that's the 2nd intercepted pass of the night for the Ruffer defensive group that has been much chastised.
So now the offense will get back to work again, starting at their 36.
See what changes were made at halftime to find the Ruffers some offensive success. Stiley McHenry will start the 3rd quarter. Beasley will be in the slot to the left side short. He'll go in motion. McHenry will take the snap. He'll pull it. He'll keep it himself. 35, 40, 45, trying to get to the edge midfield into Bentonville West territory before the Ruffers senior quarterback is pushed out of bounds. Going from the 36 on one side of the 50 to the 48 on the opposite side. 16 yards, and a Kyle Edwards GMC Ruffer. 1st down and 10. That's number 7 on the night.
35 yards now on the ground. That play's worked 2 or 3 times tonight for the Ruffers, and they fake the handoff inside, keep it to the outside, kind of suck the Wolverine defense in on the fake run up the middle, and Delgado showing good speed to get out there.
Jamie Beasley will be the single receiver out to the left side. Marquise Chaplin will line up off the left shoulder. McHenry again going to pull it out of the belly of Goodland, and then on his forward progress downfield to the 40, the umpire hurls his yellow flag. That's going to get a holding call 99 times out of 100. The Ruffers will retreat.
Well, 1 step forward, step back.
Wasn't there a song like that?
Yeah, 1 step. I can't remember
2 steps forward, 1
2
step
steps
back.
forward, yeah. So that'll move the ball back to about the 42, somewhere 45 is where they put it.
All in all, the Ruffers will lose 7 on the snap, and the penalty, it was walked off from the point of the foul, which was the 42 in Bentonville territory. It'll remain 1st down, but 1st and now 17. Goodland and Beasley will come out wide to the left side. Bring motion in front of the quarterback. McHenry going to roll to his left, going to sling it underhand and threw it behind Kenyon Goodson. Kind of a sidearm delivery that time.
That's a tough throw when you just throw it overhand, when you come to your left and try to throw it back across your body and then try to add sidearm to it.
Try to square your shoulders and put it on the money, and that time he put it out of the reach of Koda Barnowski, so it'll stop the clock with 10:37 to go here in quarter number 3. 34-0 the score. Ruffers after an INT from Destin Martin with the football. Must reach the 38-yard line in Wolverine territory. Ruffers tonight a little bit more
patient.
Play
clock way down again, and they got to call another timeout.
It's going to have to be. Here's the deal, Nick. You're trying to get better communication out of a huddle, but you're going to have to expedite your message to the field to get the right call made. What's happening is taking time to get the play into the quarterbacks, and then the communication in the huddle, I don't know if they're pointing to each other and saying, you're going here and whatever. I'm not trying to be critical, but it's taking too long, and the Roughers have to spend a timeout. We'll do the same. We'll pause 30 seconds. 10:37 left, quarter number 3, 34-0 Bentonville West when we return on Rougher Football 2025.
Ugh, my brother and sister left me again. They went back to school. Can you believe that? But don't worry, they still call me every morning, thanks to their brand new phones from Bravado Wireless. My sister even dropped hers in the pool, but Bravado's trade-in help has her covered. And my brother, he's flexing with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, how cool is that? Mom and Dad got deals too. Bravado's unlimited plan saved the whole family money.
Tyler McHenry dancing around looking to throw upfield and able to elude the
I
pressure
got it
of
over
the
there.
Bentonville West defenders, and then throws the ball upfield and able to come back and make the catch.
Even Goodland.
Wow. Showing his reaction to the pass play. So that gain will bring it back to the 48-yard line and a 7-yard pickup where it'll be 3rd down and 10. Jamie Beasley, along with Avon Goodland, will be the twin receivers to the left side. Now they'll bring Nuno in motion to the same. Goodland back in the pocket. This is going to be a motion penalty against the Roughers. McHenry will step up in the pocket, and he'll race to the 45-yard line, but the flag was going as coming in motion that time for Muskogee was Anthony McDack Jr., and I think that's where the foul is going to occur.
He turned upfield too quick, yeah. So that'll move it back.
Mark Hurst, the referee, will describe the penalty. Now the play goes, they call it illegal shift. The penalty is going to be declined. So instead of it being a repeat of 3rd down, it'll now be 4th down and 8, and the Roughers will be forced to punt. So McHenry will get 2 all in all. And Zevelin Balalong. Nick, I know you've got a stat sheet in front of you, that spotter chart, but don't look. Spell Zevelin.
Z-E-V-Y-L-Z-N.
Z-E capital V, little v, E-L-Y-N. Here's the snap back to Z. He gets it away, and he got knocked down. And the ball will bounce around the 20, but I think that's going to be a roughing the penalty, roughing the kicker penalty.
Flags down back there, so that'll give the Roughers 1st down.
Should, yep. Roughing the kicker penalty.
Fifth penalty for 60 yards against
It'll be
the Wolverines.
15 from the previous spot, Nick, which was the 47, so that'll take it to the 32. And it's the 2nd of the night, but it's another Kyle Edwards GMC Rougher 1st down and 10 by the yellow laundry flag.
Well, I'm not picky how we get them.
Neither am I.
We're getting down there close to the red zone, so let's keep it going. No penalties, no turnovers here this time, guys.
Football actually marked at the 31-yard line, Nick, so it'll be 1st and 10 from there. McHenry takes the snap, tries to hand it off to Marquise Chaplin, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 blue jerseys there.
He's going to lose yardage back to the 34.
And that defensive front and that interior box doing the job. One of the first guys that got there was Anthony DeCerio. So a loss from the 31 back to the 34.
So the quarterbacks have done most of the rushing tonight. Chaplin himself has carried 7 times for 11 yards.
Roughers this time with twins out to the left side. Move the running back over to the left of the quarterback. McHenry's going to take it. He'll try to wait on a crease. That squares 30, and tripped up and falls forward to the 25-yard line. Didn't have much of a crease, but he was able to get just enough. Justice Flanagan getting at the ankles of McHenry. The game will go downfield from the 34 to the 26, a pickup of 8. The Roughers will have a 3rd down and 5 as the clock shows 8 minutes and 10 seconds here in quarter number 3.
Tell you what, McHenry has probably been about his own best advocate as far as ground tonight.
Two receivers to the boundary right. McHenry this time, play action, dancing around left and right, trying to find some space, and he's just going to get knocked off his feet and had his helmet ripped off. Now, I don't know if it was forced off by contact or if he just lost it on the collision. If that's the case, Stein would have to come out, but it's
fourth down
anyway.
They lost 5 on that play.
Back to the 40-yard line, right. So move it back 9 yards, and now on 4th and 9, Cason Delgado will have to sprint in to direct the offense. Clock running with 7:40 to play here at quarter number 3 after a Destin Martin interception. Ruffers trying to make the best of it. Delgado with the running back to his right, twins out to the boundary, wide side left. Bring Goodland in motion. They'll play action. Delgado will wait. He'll throw deep downfield. This one's intercepted. Went to the well too often looking for Beasley. And on the INT, Wolverines have a wall coming up across midfield, trying to outrun the quarterback. Ruppers giving chase from behind and going to take it all the way to the house. Ashton Jones.
That's about 90 yards, I think.
Pretty close to that, yep. Jones with the INT as the Ruffers went for it on 4th down, and the pass picked off. And then the well-executed special teams return, and Ashton Jones has added more points to the Bentonville scoreboard.
As if they need them. So we're up into the 40s now for the Wolverines.
That one stings, Nick, because you'd gotten the INT, you had the ball moving downfield, and then you just are unable to finish the situation.
Kind of got greedy.
So now the Ruffers, I think, here are going to be offside.
Yep, that's the goal.
Yep. I would expect Bentonville West to decline it so they can kick the extra point. Ruffer football this season brought to you in part by Serpro, like it never happened, by Nissan of Muskogee, by Excel Physical Therapy, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Michael A. Finnerty, attorney at law, who brings you each week's winning strategy in our pregame countdown to kickoff. Extra point up. It's good. That makes the score 41-0. Bentonville West in front. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching and listening to Ruffer Football in 2025.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905. Serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Bill Huddleston, Nick Hampton with you here on game number 3. Ruffers trailing Bentonville West 41-0 with 7:10 left to go in the third quarter. Nick, you know, your heart just kind of feels for these young men. I mean, it's not from lack of effort. It's just simply a situation where if it weren't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all, as evidence there in that 70-yard pass interception return for 6.
Well, you got to remember, too, we're not playing any slouches these last 2 weeks either. Both these teams, these guys and Rogers, are both very good teams.
The number 3 and the number 5 ranked team in the Razorback State. Here's the kick. It's a short pooch kick. Ruffers will field it at the 30-yard line and trying to get something positive out of it, fighting for extra yardage. And finally, the rugby tile scrum will push the pile up to what looks to be about the 39-yard line, where the Ruffers will take over 1st and 10 with exactly 7 minutes left here in the third quarter and a 41-0 scoreboard total on the favored side of Bentonville West.
So the Ruffers, I'm sure the coaching staff's kind of trying to pull their hair out, figure out what's going to happen, what can they do to get some consistency. McHenry will come back out as the quarterback.
This is the 6th meeting between the two squads. And Bentonville West came into tonight's game with a 3-2 advantage and looking for, like they're on the way to win number 4. Here's McHenry on the handoff. And the ball carrier up across the 40 to about the 42.
Chaplin, I think it was.
Yep. Marquise Chaplin going to go from the 38 to the 42. He'll get 4. The Roughers will have second down and 6. Roughers this time will have Berryman at one tight end spot. Beasley out on the hash to the left. Handoff again to Chaplin through a hole. 45 fighting for extra yardage, spinning and dragging Blue Jersey defenders all the way to the 50-yard stripe. An 8-yard pickup for Marquise Chaplin and a Kyle Edwards Buick GMC. First down and 10.
Haven't gotten to say that a whole lot tonight, have we?
It's about 9 times so far.
Yeah, something like that.
First and 10 for the Roughers from the midfield stripe on the Kyle Edwards GMC first down. Beasley and company. Jamie off the line of scrimmage, another receiver on the line. That's Nunu, and hand the ball off again between the tackles. Just pounding out yardage, and this time again Chaplin able to find about a nickel's worth on the carry. It'll be second down and 5.
Well, either the Wolverines have put in some seconds or the Rougher line is doing a much better job, because now on 3 consecutive plays, Chaplin's had a little bit of running room.
This time the Roughers with a split in and a flanker to the wide side right. And Roughers will put Berryman as an H-back in the backfield for some extra protection and move Jamie back up on the line of scrimmage to the left. Now McHenry waiting for a crease and just never developed. Is getting in at the feet of the Rougher quarterback that time for Bentonville West is Josiah LaValliere.
1 yard gain to the 44 for McHenry. So third and, again, manageable, third and medium.
Split in a slot to the short side right, running back to the left of McHenry this time. Wolverines crowd the line of scrimmage, waiting on the snap. Now they'll flip the ball carrier over. That's Heitch. McHenry's going to call his own number. He's got space, 40, 35, trying to get outside on a block from Beasley at the 30, the 25, the 20, and then will be pushed out of bounds right around the 21-yard line. Goes Steiner McHenry. From the 44 to the 21, 23-yard gallop. And another Kyle Edwards GMC Rougher, first down and 10 on the carry by Steiner McHenry.
The defensive end blew that play as he stunned it in, and McHenry was able to get outside because there wasn't any outside coverage for the Wolverines.
So now in 6 plays, the Roughers here on this snap. McHenry this time will again give it off to Heitch, who gets forward and then gets bear hugged by Jalen Nepo. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard forward to the 20. Always love PA announcers that grossly mispronounce names. It is Heitch. Anthony Heitch, not Anthony Hitch, as the PA man called it. Here's the snap to McHenry. He'll give it off again to Heitch. He runs through one tackle. He bobbles off another. Then lost the football on the collision. And then in the scrub for the pigskin, Wolverine's going to get it. Heitch just got steamrolled on the contact, lost control of it, and Bentonville West is going to recover at the 5-yard line.
So Heitch got about 5 quick yards, and then he just got hammered, and the ball fell loose and forward.
Yep.
Got an injured player down on the field as well.
Yes, for the Wolverines, and that'll give us a chance to take a break with 2:47 left to go here in quarter number 3. 41-0 Bentonville West on top. We're back after this on Rougher Football 2025.
Brunt's Barbecue serves up hand-rubbed, slow-cooked goodness. Anytime you're feeding a few hundred, hey, we're just tailgating with friends. Call the experts, Brunt's Barbecue. Ribs, brisket, burnt ends, mouth-watering hot link, and smoked chicken, where everything is made from scratch, from the barbecue sauce to the banana pudding. Give us a try, and you won't be disappointed. Brunt's Barbecue, 918-681-3900. Brunt's Barbecue, slow-cooked goodness in Muskogee.
Back in Bentonville, Arkansas, game number 3 for the Roughers here in 2025, and a drive that has started at the 38 goes awry on a fumble as Bentonville West will take over at their own 5-yard line. They'll bring in a backup at quarterback. And that'll be, looks like Sutton Mackey will take the reins. Mackey, a sophomore, 5'11", 160 on the scales. And hesitation on the cadence and the eagerness of the rougher defense trying to get into the face of the new quarterback. Ruffers violate the line of scrimmage, encroachment, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty upfield to the 10. A lot of that, Nick, I think, comes here too. As this game just continues to linger on these warm, and it's kind of beginning to have a very humid feel. Your body begins to lose all that energy, and Mackey does a pretty good job with his theatrics of getting you to want to come quickly. Sophomore quarterback takes the knee-high snap, throws it out in space, and a one-hand grab by his targeted receiver. This time making the grab for the Wolverines is Lyric Reed.
It's about a yard to the 11. Or no, let's see, he got up to the 11, so.
Might have been Aziri Banks on the catch.
Well, he gets about 7 on from the 4 up to the 11.
Minute 8 in the clock counting here at quarter number 3. First time Dale Condon and Brian Pratt have met head-to-head as head coaches after being lifelong friends. Sutton Mackey being chased, flushed out of the pocket, going to throw it upfield. Has a receiver. Did he make the catch in bounds?
No, he threw it away.
No, okay, good. Incomplete. Banks, again, the targeted receiver. So that'll leave it 3rd down and 3.
I thought when we brought the new quarterback in for the Wolverines, we might see a little more running game and just kind of run the clock. But so far, it's been mostly passing.
That's pretty much the offensive makeup of the Wolverines, Nick. You really can't change what you do when you bring your extra players onto the field. Now Mackey out of an empty backfield with 3 wide receivers out to the left, twins to the right. Mackey in the pocket, going to throw it in space. Caught on a falling down effort right at the 15-yard line, and that's good enough for the 1st and 10. Nope. It is complete. As Banks, again, the targeted receiver.
Yep. 4 yards gained on the catch.
And it will move the sticks to the 15-yard line. The play clock has expired here at the end of the 3rd. 3 quarters played, 12 minutes remain. 41-0. Bentonville West on top. We're back in 60 seconds on Rougher Football 2025.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at finnertylaw.com.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Bill Huddleston and Nick Hampton back here in Bentonville, Arkansas, where we have 12 minutes remaining in tonight's rather lopsided contest. The Wolverines comfortably in front, 41-0, adding 7 points to their halftime advantage. Ruffers had the ball deep in Bentonville territory, Nick, but just could not convert. Now on 1st and 10, Mackey being flushed from the pocket, throws upfield. Receiver's going to make a falling down catch right at the 20-yard line.
Ruffers looked like they had him pinned back there, but Mackey doing a nice job and then throwing right down the sideline and getting a 5-yard gain out of it.
Koda Barnowski was the guy giving coverage. That's going to be a very tired defense. Defense that was ravaged by injuries coming into tonight's ball game, and certainly the warm conditions here this evening haven't done anything to help that. Now 2nd and we'll call it 6. Mackey with a hard head count, and the Ruffers eager again. Going to jump into the neutral zone, and that'll be a +5 penalty.
Be the 8th of the night against the Roughers.
Have to reach the 26 after the flag.
Yeah.
Mackey with the running back to his left. Going to this time hand it off, and the Roughers stand it up. This time got some penetration. Jack Green, one of the Rougher guys in the back end defensively. Also looked like Courtney Nash, a 215-pound sophomore, was there. Lost back to the 21. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Was mentioning a moment ago, first ever meeting head-to-head between Dale Condon and Brian Pratt, who as high school students, while playing for Dale's dad, Tom, at Broken Bow High School, have remained lifelong friends. First time they ever had their teams go head-to-head in head coaching situations. Mackey rolling to his left, looking to throw to the boundary. This one, again, is almost picked off. Good coverage down the sideline for the Ruffers, Destin Martin, who already has 1 pick on the night. This is a young man that is growing up in the frying pan, Nick.
Yep.
And he's seemingly responding to the challenge.
So the Wolverines will punt, for the second time, first time tonight?
Second, I believe. I know they punted 1 time back in the first half.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm.
So Trey Thompson will be the punter on this 4th and 5. A low snap. Thompson will put the foot into it. Kenyon Goodson will step up, fumble it, loose on the turf. And in the scrum forward, I think this one fumble is going to favor whom? Well, I think they say the Ruffers got it, fortunately.
Wow, okay.
Goodson just trying to make something happen, lost control of the football, but his teammates were there to help him out.
So right at
Avon
midfield.
Goodland credited with that fumble recovery.
So right at midfield, the Ruffers will start again on offense and see what they can get done.
Stina McHenry will don the headgear, and he'll sprint out to the line of scrimmage and direct the offense with 8:44 to play here on this game number 3 encounter at Bentonville West. 1 wide receiver out to the right. Bring motion in front. McHenry going to pull it, keep it himself. 45 inside Bentonville West territory. Stina McHenry sprinting downfield for about an 11-yard gain. And that'll be a Kyle Edwards GMC Rougher first down and 10.
Well, that's a staple of the Rougher offense here these last couple of series, as McHenry just keeps it on a quarterback draw and has gotten pretty good yardage on 2 or 3 occasions.
And it also keeps the clock running. 2 receivers out to the wide side right. Beasley by himself to the short side boundary left. Handoff in traffic. This is Height, or rather, this is Chaplin. He squirts through a tackler and dances his way down inside the 30 to the 26. 13-yard pickup. The Bakers dozen advantage for Mr. Chaplin. And the Ruffers have a Kyle Edwards GMC Rougher first down and 10 at the Bentonville West 26-yard line.
11 carries, 41 yards for Mr. Chaplin tonight.
2 quick running plays that moved it from the midfield stripe for the Ruffers. Now McHenry wait in the pocket, trying to scramble away. And did he pass the football?
I don't think. No,
they're going to call it a forward
They call it
pass.
incomplete. I'm not sure about that, but we'll take it.
Absolutely, we'll rule it an incomplete forward pass as Steinen's arm came forward. And I don't think he was intending to throw the football, but as he brought it forward, you saw it come out. It goes to the turf. So that's a break for the Ruffers there. It stops the clock. Actually, the clock running now with 6:54 and the clock moving here in the 4th. Chaplin to the right and McHenry. Marquise will take it. He'll duck his head and try to cut under a block up front from one of his offensive line teammates, Devin Nero. And the gain will get much, if anything.
No, looks like right at the line of scrimmage.
So no gain on that play. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Find a way to put this one in the end zone, Stalin. Get your offense 6 points. Henry takes the snap from Lanier. Scrambles to his right, looking to run and throw. He's in some pressure. Now he'll reverse his field, use the referee for his blocker. Now throw it in space, caught by Chaplin, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Stylen McHenry started to his right, reversed his field, used the referee as an extra blocker. Then he found Marquise Chaplin, who's able to take it downfield, but we've got laundry on the field.
Don't say that.
Could have an ineligible man downfield. We'll wait and see.
Very possible. McHenry backpedaled almost 20 yards that time, trying to get out of harm's way. As you said, he used the referee as kind of a shield for a moment.
Could also have been a block in the back. I'm not saying there was somebody downfield, but there's going to be a penalty against referees. It'll take the points off the board. Or was there a penalty against? Let's see what our referee will tell us.
Well, the Wolverines are going back to the goal line.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
Yeah.
There's no penalty for a legal man downfield. The ball was completed behind the line of scrimmage.
Pass was completed behind the line of scrimmage, which takes away the ineligible receiver downfield. So all in all, it'll go for the 26-yard touchdown toss. Stylen McHenry to Marquise Chaplin. Touchdown, Ruffers. Touchdown, J. Hodge Chevrolet. There's a Ruffer player injured on the play. We'll take the break. We'll return to Bentonville West after this 30-second timeout.
Folks, Kyle Edwards, GMC in Muskogee. I was born and raised in Muskogee. Our family has owned the GMC dealership for over 50 years. We take great pride in being in the Muskogee community. Things have changed over the years, but one thing remains the same, our desire to take care of our customers. Looking for a new GMC truck or SUV? We've got them, and you have our commitment to give you the best buying experience around. From sales, parts, or service, we are here for you. You have my promise to give you the best selection, best price, and the most for your trade-in at 1600 North Main in Muskogee or KyleEdwardsGMC.com.
Back in Bentonville, Arkansas, the pass from Stylen McHenry on a scrambling effort to find Marquise Chaplin open behind the line of scrimmage. He weaves his way between would-be tacklers and takes it the 26-yard distance for the touchdown. Despite the penalty flag thrown, but the interpretation and the ruling by the officials, the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, so there was no ineligible receiver downfield.
So it goes as a 26-yard pass, but Chaplin probably ran closer to about 46 on that by the time he got the ball.
Stylen McHenry ran close to 26 yards before he could get it away.
yeah.
Zevelin Balalong will trot aboard. He'll try the PAT out of the hold of Koda Barnowski. See if the special teams can convert here. Good snap, ball down. Kick is a line drive. Knock it right down the heart. And Balalong knocks through the PAT to make the score. Bentonville West 41, Muskogee 7. Back to Bentonville after this 30-second timeout on Ruffer Football in 2025.
The world of education is driven by numbers. So is the one company more schools and universities call on when fire or water damage strikes. 1-800-SERVPRO. The #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
When it matters most. The name to remember? ServPro of Muskogee. 918-913-4490. Online at servpro.com. Back on Ruffer Football 2025. Muskogee on the pass completion. McHenry to Marquise Chaplin. Pass and run combination good enough for 7 points with the PAT from Zevelin Balalong. Nick, it was during that break that we heard the sound system bursting out the school fight song of On Muskogee. We see this lineup of dance team members and cheerleaders and the spirit group of the student body here tonight. They're pretty easy to spot.
Yep.
I like those green and white striped overalls.
Mm-hmm.
You'd look good in a pair of those.
I would, yeah. I'll order them in a large.
Okay. We'll go on Amazon, see what we can find. Okay. Here's the kick by Balalong. He'll knock it deep, and the return man will drop back inside the 5 to take it. 10 out to the 15, change direction. Come to the outside boundary at the 20, 25, and then finally collared out of bounds. Zari Banks on the return. Going to be tackled right about the, looks like the 28-yard line.
Down there for the Ruffers was
5:15, and the clock will continue to run as we are in that running clock circumstances now. Once the game got over plus 40. Sutton Mackey will return. He'll bring his offense to the line of scrimmage. Two wide receivers are out to the left side for Mackey. He'll take the snap at his knees. He'll hand it off, and this time the Roughers have it bear hugged behind the line of scrimmage. Able to get there that time for Muskogee is Courtney Nash. Coming into play tonight, Nick, the Roughers had 5 defensive starters on the ropes, including DeCaden Ford, Trayshawn Pouncil, Arias Parrish, JoJo Alexander.
And players having to go both ways a little bit.
Right.
Von Holt and Jack Green.
So after a loss of 1 on first down, back to the 27, the Wolverines will snap the ball. Mackey will roll to his right. He'll sling it upfield for a targeted receiver, makes the catch. Nice overhand delivery by Sutton Mackey. He's the heir apparent for the 3-year starter, Trey Thompson. And the pass is good enough to go from the 27 to the 39, 12 yards, and a 1st and 10.
Just what he needed for the first down. He got it.
This is an offense that has been so productive over the years for Bentonville West. Don't know if they've got all the horses to get it done state champion-wise. Now Mackey going to throw a little slip screen underneath. Caught it about the 40, and the receiver able to get up to the 43 before the Roughers get over there. Good coverage that time by Trey Jackson. And I think that was Sir Jose making a stop. Gain will be 5.
Clock ticks inside, 3 minutes to play.
To the 43-yard line. 41-7. Wolverines took care of their business early in the first quarter, and the Roughers have looked for something positive out of this one. Mackey in the pocket, going to throw again to a receiver on a spot, making the grab at the 50, and able to get it into Rougher territory to the 43.
14 yards on that play.
That'll move it to the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Mackey's starting to pile up some numbers now. 8 passes for 38 yards.
The clock counting away precious seconds, 2nd and 13, but the Wolverines certainly in no hurry as they had been much more up-tempo earlier in the contest. Mackey will take the numbers high snap. He'll pull it, keep it, call his own number. Nope, he did give it off. I thought he'd taken it himself. As on the carry that time for Bentonville West was Clayton Russell, sophomore, 175 pounds. There are so many young players still for Bentonville West in their first groups, offense and defense, Nick. This is a pretty good football team, and they're going to be even better in the days to come.
Yeah, they're deep. They've got big numbers and big talent.
2nd and 12. Clock showing 1:30 left to play tonight. High snap for Mackey. Little screen route out in space, and he overthrows the would-be recipient.
Got to remember, playing these guys and playing Rogers last week, kind of like playing a Jinx or a Union or someone in the 6A1 category for the
as far
Roughers.
as numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bentonville West, who is in only its 10th year of existence. Brian Pratt left McAllister after 9 years as head coach, coming to Bentonville West to start this program.
I remember when we were up here 2 years ago, I was looking out there before the game. Many more houses out there than I remember before.
Yes, there's been a growth here in the area. High snap, Mackey going to throw it in space. Catch made at about the 46. Down inside the 40 to the 39 is on the grab, Jacob Polk. That'll take us inside the final 30 seconds. And that's going to be the ball game. Brian Pratt and his teammates will make their way across the 50-yard line, and the old high school friends will run across to midfield. And it's not one Dale Condit wanted to make this in this way, but Pratt and Condit meeting at the center of the field. They embrace them. They'll share a word or two, and I'm sure some words of encouragement from Brian to his longtime friend Dale Condit, and obviously some words of impressive performance by the Wolverines here tonight. 41-7 the final score. Bentonville West improving to 2-1. Ruffers dropped to 0-3 on the 2025 campaign. Stay tuned. We'll come back. Our post-game show coming your way in 3 minutes on Ruffer Football 2025.
There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. There's never been a better time to find a great deal on a sedan, truck, or crossover at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com.
Proudly serving the elderly of the Muskogee community, Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center is a skilled nursing facility empowering better living through long-term care as well as many other respite care options. And coming soon to Broadway, the Memory Care Unit. At Broadway Care Rehabilitation, the amazing therapy department can help you or your loved one get back on their feet. Contracted with most major insurances, follow them on Facebook and see many of the enriching activities offered to the residents. Broadway Care Rehabilitation Center, proud to support the Muskogee Ruffers.
Have you been injured as the result of a car accident? Has your family been impacted by the death of a loved one caused by someone else's negligence? Whatever you're dealing with, you don't have to face it alone. At 222 Injury Lawyers, our dedicated personal injury attorneys are here to fight for the justice and compensation you deserve. Call 918-528-0222.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
This land was a tapestry of Indian nations and tiny towns that grew into great cities. Bank First is loyal to the shared mission of growth and success that built Oklahoma. That's why in more than 50 communities statewide, our banks are run by local leaders who stick together and work hard to continue unlocking Oklahoma's great promise. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
A super time to buy September savings at J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Buy a new Silverado 1500, take $10,000 off MSRP. Shop over 60 used from $16,965. September savings top the list. Don't overpay. Come see Jay. New Silverado, 10 grand off. Over 60 used from $16,965. To J. Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. 144 West Shawnee.
Welcome back to Bentonville, Arkansas, where tonight the Wolverines started fast and took care of their business, and the Ruffers come up on the short end of the scoreboard tonight. 41-7 the final score. Bentonville West improving to now 2-1 on the year, while the Ruffers' mark drops to 0-3. Nick, I know you're busy trying to add up some stats, but some of your initial observations of this outcome and what you have to take from it.
Well, you're playing, we talked about it, the Ruffers were playing hurt, several starters out tonight, particularly on defense, and that's where we got killed, playing another good 7A team over here in Arkansas, and Muskogee just couldn't do anything to stop these guys on defense. But I think the thing that still concerns me is we still really haven't identified a starting quarterback and really just don't have much rhythm on offense. The Ruffers are going to have